I guess we're live. Hello. And welcome.
Hello.
Oh, now he's doing it. Gee, fucking Kurt always gets me. Damn it.
I thought that was cool. I said hello right in time with you. It was actually.
I'll take it. All right. Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into our DayTrippers game. It's a shit show. Things are happening. There's bounty hunters. Reggie's shot again. Nash, of course, feels guilty about everything. But before we get into any of that, I'm going to kick it over to Todd, let him give us a little bit of a recap, and then we'll jump into the show.
Oh, shit be crazy, yo. Okay, so it's been a mad jumble of stuff that's happened like the last 3 sessions, all within like a day and a half worth of game time. Game calendar's moving really, really slow. But in the last episode, in the midst of all this, you've got like, mercenaries. You don't know who they are. They seem to have been sent by Somnambula, coming after you with drones and shooting you off the road, and who the hell knows what's going on. So you had gone to Bento. Last session, Bento says, hey, you know what? I think you ought to stay away from dark matter, because this is like the first place anybody's going to look for you. In fact, you should get off the grid completely. And I'll use lithium as a go-between if I need to send a message to you. So you go, okay, good idea, Bento, and you GTFO. But then the next step you take is you're trying to figure out where these guys were sent from. There's one of them left. You'd killed 2 of them. You kept the third one alive. That was the drone controller guy, the techie on the team. And you had kept him alive. Now, his name was Jarkus.
Jerkus!
Which you call him Jerkus. And you basically intimidate and torture and bully him into coughing up the address of his team leader, which is a warehouse in Dorova, the headquarters of the Yellow Sunshine Gang. It turns out these guys actually weren't like well-trained mercenaries or anything. They're a fucking street gang that answered a call for bounty hunters because the pay was good, and they were given all this equipment to work with. So, okay, great. We'll take the equipment and we'll do the job. That sounds great. They're basically just a bunch of opportunists, and you haven't really gotten any closer to Somnambula or Cordoba. But you do go to their warehouse and you infiltrate, and while you're in there, in the leader's office, Jackson, who's one of the guys that you'd killed, so you took out the head of the gang before you knew he was the head of the gang. You steal a bunch of shit from his office. There's a bunch of data spheres, there's a notebook, there's a camera system, there's a bunch of digital hardware and cables and whatnot. You grab all that shit and you take off with that. The gang by this time has figured out that you are not the guy who's bringing the guns they were planning on purchasing. You're strangers, and they chase you out. As you're running out, let's see here. Trae kills Jarkus, shoots him in the head. You guys make it into the van, out onto the street, but then the tires are shot out and the van goes kaput, so you take cover in the van or behind the van while the gang is coming downstairs, and you're in serious trouble. Fortunately, Trae had the foresight to program in a call to the Appleghini, which comes racing around the block, and it's like, just what are you shaking your head for? What are you shaking your head for?
No, because Trae doesn't know how to drive, and now the Appleghini is no more.
Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, that was a shake of mourning. You're mourning for the Appleghini. Okay, because the Appleghini comes and it looks like the cavalry has arrived. But instead, there's yet another shootout. Reggie is very wounded, hit bad, like at least twice. And Trae is unable to pilot the Appleghini. You guys have to take off on foot because now the number of gang members coming out on the streets with automatic weapons is kind of too much to deal with. So you duck behind some buildings and run off on foot. In an alley, as a random act of kindness, Reggie gives some food to a hobo who's sitting there with his companion on the side of the alley behind a dumpster. And the guy returns the favor by directing you up to Dragon Square, where he says they've got a good doctor that won't even charge you any money. You guys got to take care of your friend here. And that man calls himself Captain Bojangles. Don't know if we'll ever see him again, but he was a swell dude. And he directs you northward up into the district of Bozing. Now, the district of Bozing is it's kind of like a Western Johannesburg. A tent city, a shanty city. Back in the big earthquake of 2112 or 2002, I forget which. Oh, yeah, it was 2002 because it was like 18 years ago. So when you guys were little kids, there was a huge earthquake in this area, and a lot of the east side of the city was destroyed. Well, here in Bozing, they basically never got the financing to rebuild it. And a lot of the structures are just completely collapsed in rubble, and people have made do with the ruins that are left. They've brought in steel and bricks and whatnot to sort of throw together what can still sort of be called a district, but it isn't claimed by any major corporations. There's no what's the word I'm looking for? Reliable network connection. You have to bring in your own hotspot, and even then, it's not for certain going to work. There's no civic services. Parts of Bozing are actually just like a maze of broken rubble you have to pick your way through, and most of the buildings have been moved into by more people per square foot than should be living in a ruined building. So it's a real shit town, is what I'm saying. And in the middle of all this, there's this one square area patrolled by a gang called the Neon Dragons. And these are the guys who are standing at attention in each corner of the room as Dr. May is attending to Reggie, who's unconscious on the operating table. There we are.
All right. So I think the opening shot is it's a shot on Reggie on the table, and she's leaning over him. And the camera kind of like trails in, and you just see like a drip of blood hit the floor, and then another drip, and then you hear it's like that whining sound, like that stress sound you get in those movies, like when the characters, whatever, and it just the camera sort of circles around, and Nash is just kind of like stunned, sort of like staring down at Reggie, but like kind of around the room, but not like really focused on anything. And he just like sort of takes a couple of staggering steps like against the wall, back to the wall, and just sort of like slides down to the floor, head in his hands.
It wouldn't be off mark for you to also be flashing back to a similar moment. Oh my God, it was only 24 hours ago, but it seems like so long ago. This is the second time in less than 48 hours that Reggie has been so badly wounded he required medical attention.
Yep, and it's Nash's fault. I mean, he's just he's sort of at like there's all kinds of action and there's things going on, and she's doing surgery and there's people all around, and he's just like completely alone.
Trae, what are you doing?
Trae is kind of. Well, all right. He'll do a quick ping for any signal in the area, anything within reach of him.
Yeah, there is in fact a very strong signal that's coming from a cabinet in the corner of the room where you see a whole bunch of stacked up gear that's like either half in or standing next to like big square backpacks. In other words, this stuff is like ready to pack into backpacks and go at any time.
Right, yeah.
But somewhere in there, there's a hotspot and a transceiver.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. So he just wants to know that he has connection. So he'll real quick.
You're on right now. You're on a network. You're on that network right now.
Yep.
You're on it. It's a free public network. You have no idea who owns it.
Before he connects to it, he'll call Faltu over, who is his basically his protection bot, and tell her to set up a wall. So he's gonna firewall himself first before he connects to the network, just in case.
Okay, that's a programming role.
All right.
Beat a 4.
Let's see. I rolled a 4 and I have +3, so that's 7.
Oh, for sure. That is a yes and. So you built a firewall and something else good happens. What was that?
Let's see. And he's able to notice a security camera on the system that he can jack into to get an eye outside. He says with a high-pitched voice, ending in an uptone.
I am actually at a loss right now. I want to say Hirotu. John, you probably have the Ubiquicity book somewhere nearby. Ubiquicity 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What am I looking for?
I'm pretty sure you'll find it on the first page or two of Heart of a Doctor. I want to know the name of May's AI. Sorry to use you as a book, but it's probably actually faster.
I mean, is it not May I? Is it not that?
It would be if one of us wrote it.
Hiratsu?
Hiratsu. Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
And I'll just edit all that out.
Can you go back and edit my thing out too? That'd be nice. It'd be great.
All the fart jokes too. Take out all the fart jokes. Okay, so yeah, you do get a connection to a camera. The camera is actually a view from the backpack that I mentioned earlier. There's a micro camera on the backpack which is viewing this room. And the network is controlled by a friendly AI. It's a public network, but there's no encryption of any kind on this network, and there's no necessary sign-in. But it is controlled by a friendly AI, who your AI tells you is named Hiratsu.
Okay. Yeah, but when Faltu says it, it's very curious and disappointing. Faltu doesn't really like friendly people, and an unsecured network is like, that's just the worst. This is horrible.
All right. Well, your AI reports to you that Hiratsu will be happy to assist you with a connection to any outside networks that are available from here. However, it must remind you that bandwidth is of medical necessity, restricted to professional use at times. In other words, they may kick you off the network if Dr. May needs it.
Yeah. Well, they'll try to. All right, so yeah, after he's connected, after he has his safe space, he'll walk over to Nash and put a hand on his shoulder.
I don't know that he responds right away. Like, if you just come over and put a hand on his shoulder, I think he's just still kind of like, and you just hear him like, Reggie shot again. I can't.
Sir.
I can't.
Sir, Mr. Nash.
What? Trae. Yeah. Yeah, Trae. What is it?
May I please have the data spheres?
He like looks around on they're over there.
You know, look at them, kind of half look at you, like out of the corner of his eye. Thank you, and then just turn away.
He just kind of stares after you for a minute, like completely confused by the exchange. But then he looks back up again, just like almost like he's taken in the room again for the first time. and really just sort of taking a like where are we? What's happening? Is there a threat here? Like, and it, it starts to like filter down. Like it starts to kick back in for him that like, oh, like we have shit to do. Like this may not be safe.
Yeah, but this also feels like the first moment you've had to take a breather in a while. Like you're actually not in any danger when you ask yourself that question. So you look at the armed guards all around you and the way that everybody behaves around here. You found like one little island of civil behavior in a sea of poverty and despair. That's what this place is. And Reggie, you're unconscious right now, but you're also having a dream, and I need you to tell me a little bit about that dream.
Wonderful. So while he's unconscious, Reggie's sort of like he's mumbling out loud, incoherently, but inside of Reggie's mind, there's just a swirl of just nonsense, very chaotic. His mind is in pain, flashing back to the explosion. He keeps replaying the explosion that he saw over in his mind, over and over again, and sees the kids, and then the man, and it's sort of flashing like it's strobing. That's the word. There are these strobing images of his previous dream, and then everything sort of like everything.
Stop right there. Give me a brains roll right now.
Oh, yeah.
Beat a 4.
I didn't. I got a 3.
Keep going.
It's strobing back and forth through all these images, and then it settles on the alleyway, and it's let's see, what's point of view? It's not. It's from like a third person point of view. So Reggie's sort of looking down on himself, and he's watching very slowly, as it's in sort of slow motion, him handing the bread to Dr. Bojangles, and then Dr. Bojangles,
Captain
Bojangles points how he does, but then as they're all sort of like walking in that direction, Bojangles and Reggie sees this sort of like as in third person, sort of leans in and makes a hand gesture that only Reggie can see, and Reggie's eyes go wide. And then he starts panicking and lashing out at Nash and Trae, whoever's holding him. And I think what happens is Reggie sees Trae pull out a gun and shoot him in the head. And then there's Jerkus. Then it's not Reggie anymore. It's Jerkus all of a sudden. So Reggie's looping. He's having a loop.
He's taking notes. You're gonna be so fucked.
That's okay. I love it. I love being fucked. And then, but when Reggie eventually wakes up, I do say something out loud. So whenever that happens, whenever that is appropriate, I would like to do it.
I think it's
nonsense.
Quick. It's pretty quick. Yeah, let's go ahead. The other two are commiserating in the corner. Everybody else is very well behaved. They understand that May is treating a seriously wounded person and preventing them from bleeding out. So nobody's complaining or talking. They're just sort of watching, whispering in hushed tones, as many minutes as it takes. And then suddenly Reggie wakes up.
Captain Bojangles is having my baby! What?
What?
How much did you... He's looking up at Dr. May. How much did you hear?
Trae will briefly look up over at Reggie and then just look back down and start sorting through the data spheres again.
What was it? What was it? Am I dead?
So, So a young Asian woman is smiling down at you. She puts something as a thermometer. She puts it against your forehead and looks at it. And then she pats your cheek and smiles at you. And she says, "So you know Captain Bojangles?"
Yes,
That's
I do.
nice. But it's been a long time since he was a woman, and I don't think he'll be having your baby.
Oh God! And then he starts weeping, and then he stops. He stops.
She said, "Go ahead and sit up for me. I want you to do some basic exercises." And she runs you through a small regime of, like eye-hand coordination, muscle coordination. She has you stand, squat, stand again, sit, follow my finger, all this, touch your nose, all that crap.
Mhm.
And you do, and you're fine. Go ahead and put your stats back up to normal.
I have my grace back. Thank you. Thank you.
Nash is just hovering. Is he all right? Reg, are you okay?
How are you doing
all right?
that? Is that some sort of new technology in your shoes
I found these weird boots.
to
No,
make you
not
have a
really.
lifestyle? Okay, you're not-
Dr. May leans forward to you, Reggie, and she whispers to you. She says, "Do you play the violin?" "Yes or no?"
I don't know. Do I? I mean, no.
And she stands back up and calls over to Jack, and she says, "I have bad news. He'll never play the violin again."
What? What are you talking about?
Did you play the violin? Oh,
Can I
fuck,
play the
I'm so
violin?
sorry.
What the hell? Could I have played the violin this whole time and didn't know it?
Okay,
What did
not
he do
only
to me?
not only does Dr. May lose her composure and begin laughing out loud, but a lot of the soldiers begin laughing. She's fucking with you.
Oh, I see. I'm still dreaming. Okay. Reggie stands up and he goes, "All right, which one of you is Captain Bojangles? And what have you done with my daughter?"
Well, calm there. It's all right, man. It's all right.
Okay.
I think.
At this point, May actually get a little bit concerned, and she looks over at Nash, and kind of questioning look on her face, like, is he always like this?
He just kind of like shakes his head. Yeah, that's. I think
Reggie,
we're fine.
she pats you on the back. She says, "I think you're going to be fine, but I'm going to need this table." So,
Oh, I must not be dreaming then, because no one in my dreams ever tells me I'm going to be fine. So thank you. And he reaches down and he gives her a kiss on the cheek, and then he snaps and he points to Trae and goes, "You shot Jerkus!"
Nash is helping you off the table, and I think he probably kind of knows that maybe, but not really. Like Jerkus isn't there.
okay, when Reggie shouts and moves his hand quickly, half of the soldiers put their hands on their weapon.
Whoa!
No, not threatening. Not threatening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dr. May says, "This is a peaceful zone."
Yes. Yes.
Nope, we're fine. I'm gonna take him over here. We're gonna talk.
Sometimes,
And,
sometimes it's. I'm sorry.
As she hands you off to Nash, she just sort of like brushes herself down, lays another linen on the table, and says, "Next in line."
Okay.
Now, Trae, while this is going on, what have you been doing? You got onto the network.
Yeah. So, all right. I can't remember if I've asked this before, but how do you interface with the data spheres? Do they need to be plugged in, or do they emit kind of like their own micro signal?
No, there's a player. They have to be dropped into a DataSphere player, and for all you know, there's one in that box full of shit.
All right, so yeah, that's what Trae would have done then. Is that he would have, after getting the data spheres, walked over and just started kind of rummaging through their garbage, basically.
Yeah, there is not only a player, but it's a very nice high-end player / recorder, which interfaces with that micro camera system that you saw earlier.
Okay. All right, so he'll take the player, he'll take the camera for alternate purposes.
And it also has
and,
an also has an output jack, so that you could you could output wireless, or you could output to a holo projector, or to a jack in your head, or to a dream deck or whatever.
Yeah. So he'll basically just jack right into it so that he can view it in his screen. And he'll just start dropping spheres and seeing what's on them.
Okay. We got 12 of these bad boys. Very rarely do we have occasion in DayTrippers to use a D12. First one is blank. And you realize that the brand logo that you see swirling before you, it is it's a high-end but kind of flashy brand. It's one of those brands, kind of like Sharper Image. Okay, it appeals to people who think it's a better product because it's like black and silver.
Right?
They're
like, it's like monster cables. People will spend $100 on gold-plated cables.
Yeah,
but
so
they don't do
these,
shit.
Yeah, so these are like the best the best recording spheres available as far as like their price is concerned. But you happen to know they're no better than the $5 data spheres that you can buy at Walco.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, the first one is blank. The second one, now remember, 7 of them have names. Are you I was assuming you're picking them at random, but then it dawned on me, are you prioritizing the ones with names?
He probably, so he would at first. He'd pick up like that, literally that first one, reach into the pouch, grab the first one, put it in. And then once that one came out blank, then he would actually be like, okay, well, this isn't a good process. So at that point, he would actually look in the bag and probably pick out something that has a label on it.
Right. So is that Pascal's wager that I'm thinking of, where you don't know how many there are, so you can't tell how likely it is? Okay, so now you pulled out one with a name, and the name is Halifax Wilder.
All right. All right, so we'll kind of look at it. As he's putting it in, he'll also scan it and then open up a search for the name.
Okay. You see what the avatar of like a spindly businessman in a sort of a realistic modeled mode. I'm going to say looks sort of like the Sims from SimCity, so like a quasi-realistic rendering, attempting to look like his real self, kind of, and it's like older people do that. Like older people tend to, they like their avatar to look like themselves, whereas like the younger generation, they're wilder with their avatars. So
green skin, orange hair.
Yeah, it's kind of an older guy, and it's a series of short video conferences in a virtual reality space, and the virtual reality space is themed like a sex dungeon, and he's talking to whoever is doing the recording over a series of short encounters, all of which have been taped. These encounters are usually no more than just a few minutes, and you watch a couple of them and you realize that Wilder believes himself to be talking to a woman who wants to cuckold her husband and is warming up to invite him to join them in bed. And you just watch a couple of these videos, and it seems as though that's the direction that this conversation is going. But it also makes you wonder because, that the owner of these data spheres is not a married female.
Right. All right. So this is going to be kind of a left field. I'm not exactly sure how I would do it, or even if it's possible, but I'm going to throw it out. Could I potentially run some sound recognition software that could tell whether or not the voice of the female has been modulated. I'm not sure if that's something I have on me. I'm guessing I probably need like actual dedicated software and a hardware system to do that.
No, actually, the voice that you hear coming from the wearer of the camera is quite obviously modulated.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. There we go.
It's a well-known actress or porn star or something like that. It drops in a lot of samples from existing movies.
Oh, real? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that
deliberately you get the sense that you don't know what avatar the recorder was wearing, but
right.
what you're picturing is something very much like Betty Page in bondage gear.
All right. So yeah, once that kind of all that clicks, he'll so he has like the search minimized. So at that point he'll close the video and then open up the search and see what's popped up for Halifax Wilder.
Halifax Wilder lives in Fresco, 58 years old. He is an independent content producer who mostly does videos of development in the outskirts of Union City. So he's an expert in architectural trends and in the use of modern construction materials in new city development. And this is what his films are about. He actually makes pretty good money because he lives in Fresco.
There we go.
He's also married and has been arrested 3 times for sexually related charges, 2 of indecent exposure and 1 of molestation.
So a rich target that is easily blackmailed.
That would fall highly within the realms of probability.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So he'll kind of wrap all that up, put it into a folder, and just pop the sphere and keep going. He'll keep going through the named ones and seeing what pops up, and like for each name, do a search and just kind of keep going through the flow of that while stuff goes on in the background.
You have Halifax Wilder, who is looking to cuck a heterosexual male with his partner. You have Gareth Kulsigi, who's sexually attracted to amputees. You have Pascal Sang, who's looking for a heterosexual dom feminine BDSM partner. You have Verdia Vig, who's looking for a trans femme dom partner. You have Kyla Madigan, who's straight up vanilla heterosexual, looking for a guy who's interested right now. You have Allison Strand, who likes to be covered in worms. And you have Trinity Croyle. This one's a little odd. Sounds like she wants someone
more odd than the worms.
Yeah. Yeah, given the list of priors, this one stands out because Trinity Croyle wants someone to kill her sister who stole her girlfriend.
Oh.
That's it for the 7 with names on them.
Mm-hmm. So with these people, are they all talking to the same person?
Not
is it the same?
At all. They all believe they're talking to someone totally different.
All right. All right. So
you, my friend, have just found a catfishing treasure trove.
Yeah. All right. So jog my memory. If I recall, the guy we got these from was like a It's like a mercenary dude. Like he was like a bounty hunter almost, right?
Well, he was the leader of a gang. The gang is
Yeah.
called Yellow Sunshine, and actually,
Yeah.
they're named for the drug that they traffic through the city. That's how they make most of their money.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But there was that that dark. I don't want to call it an ad. There was a contract put out on you guys, and it was circulated through the darknet. They somehow became aware of it and decided to take the job because it was nearby and the money was good.
Yeah. True. Also, he does work with Jarkus, or did work with Jarkus. So yeah, I suppose this isn't necessarily out of the realm of possibility. He's just a lowlife trying to scam money out of people.
Well, he was the head of these particular lowlives, and it was his personal room behind a hidden panel in his
right.
room.
Yeah.
So okay, this isn't necessarily business related. This is his own shit.
Weird. All right. So yeah, he'll every time, just like before, he'll basically take the video, do a raw save of it, and take any pertinent information that he finds, folder it, put it aside, and he'll
And by the way, just because I'm assuming that you're doing kind of a quick cross check like you did with the first guy. Most of these people are obviously wealthy, and the ones that aren't, well, who knows? Maybe they've got connections.
Sounds good. Yeah. So actually, what he'll start doing after that, once he has the 7 named, is just start opening up like cross-check searches. So he'll just basically do a bunch of and searches with all the different people's names, and he'll also go ahead and include dark matter and somnambula and basically any other people, like whatchamacallit, the heck's their names. This is why I write stuff down. Like he'll actually like do bento, and I can't remember who the guy. It's horrible. The guy who runs Somnambula.
So are you attempting to draw a social network here, or are you looking for common factors? What is it you're trying to query?
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, I'm attempting to see if he doesn't want to believe that these are just 7 random people. And he wants to figure out if any of these people have anything in common with each other, or if any of them have anything in common with like their larger picture. Like,
gotcha. So. There's a little bit of overlap. A couple
rich people
of them
know rich people.
Rich people know rich people. A couple of them might have worked for the same corporation at a certain time or gone to the same school or whatever, but really no more than you would expect from a random sampling. If there's one thing that stands out, and it's maybe half of this list have some sort of prior civil charge against them,
which makes him an easy target.
Hmm.
All right. So yeah, after he's done with that, he'll
just kind of like vice-related crimes, like sex-related crimes, or buying illegal drugs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, something they honestly probably then just paid the system off and got off with like community service or a slap on the wrist.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, right. and then there's 5 more that have no labels on them.
Yeah. Yeah. So while everybody else is kind of doing their thing, he'll just start going through those as well, expecting them to be blank, but he wants to leave no stone unturned.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because 4 of them are blank, but one of them has a bunch of encrypted files on it.
Ooh, encrypted, you say?
Mm-hmm.
And when you say, yeah, so once that one comes up and it's like access denied, immediately immediately Harmon will come out and like start rubbing his daggers together, and he's like,
Yeah. That's like, in Archer, whenever Archer gets a hard on, there's the sound of something straining against leather. As soon as Trae hears access denied, there's that sound effect.
Yep. So Harmon will be chomping at the bit to sneak through that code, through that wall there.
This is a encryption roll, and that means brains plus encryption skill, and it's not real hard. Beat a 4.
That's a 6.
Yeah, that's a yes, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the and.
Perfect.
Because you figure out by the password itself that this is definitely Jackson's private stash. Like literally the password is Jackson 1, something like
that. Jackson 69.
Yeah. Okay, so in here he's got lists of darknet nodes, which he's got like some sort of access to beyond merely knowing that they exist. He's got like a username and a password. He's got accounts on these various darknet nodes, and who knows what they do there. He doesn't have them described, but he does have their NINs listed, so he can contact them. He's got some passwords for Abnation accounts, multiple Abnation accounts. So the Abnation is an underground anarchist gang that considers cyberspace to be their country. The only nation to which they pay allegiance to is the Abnation. So apparently he considers himself a member of the Abnation. He hangs out on the dark net. Oh, and then there's a bunch of other files that have been divided into folders, and some of those folders correspond to the people's names, in which you find further notes related to those 7 people. There's also other encrypted files within those folders, which you assume to be actual data he has stolen from 4 named people.
Wow. Trae starts to have a little bit more respect for Jackson at this point. Like, this is somewhat impressive.
Oh, by the way, one of those darknet nodes, you notice it because it was the last one visited. Is called Terminatrix.
Right. Does this have like all of, so if I were to connect to the node, all right, so it depends on how smart the guy is. So like when Trae does it, his information is not stored on the node. He has almost like a key lock folder, so he can so the data is not automatically stored in the connection. Just so if anybody happens to hack it or hack him, they also have to get into this encrypted file as well. So it's a little, I'm not giving him that much credit. So I'm gonna make sure my firewall is secure, and then I will attempt to access the node, almost assuming that he has all of his login protocols stored within the node as well. Like he's the user that has all of his, like me, has all of his login data stored in Firefox. Like
you find that he does not, and you're immediately hit with a very hostile identify yourself.
Oh. Yeah, not the time. Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll cut the connection real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. And not, yeah, so he'll almost reset. He'll almost reset. So not only does he just kill the protocol, but he actually like will cut his connection to the router and then reboot.
Just pull all the cables.
Yeah, exactly. He literally pulled the Ethernet cable out and then plug it back in.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
That's something that he will deal with later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, as you are disconnecting, but before you pull the cables out, Hiratsu approaches you and says, I must insist that you remove that data from this network. Because as soon as you begin doing your encryption, that got Hiratsu's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it's flowing over Hiratsu's network, so Hiratsu sees it and knows that data, and not judging you, by the way, there's nothing in the tone that implies that this AI is judging you.
Mm-hmm.
The danger is that this type of data that you are viewing has the potential to bring the authorities down on us, and we don't want that.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, he'll look to Hiratsu and he'll understood.
Thank you. All right, let's cut back to the physical world.
Rich, are you okay? Like he's got his shoulders. He's like moving. You feel okay? Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Fuck, man.
No, stop saying you're
You got
sorry.
shot. You almost got
My
you fucking
head
killed
is-
twice.
Stop. Part of the job. It's part of the job. If I didn't try and save Jerkus, I wouldn't have got shot. He would have. That's on me. That's not on you. But listen, I have to ask you a question. I have a splitting headache right now, and I'm a little woozy.
sorry,
so
sorry.
maybe just no more yelling for a little bit of time.
Fuck.
Just stop saying.
Ow, fuck.
Reggie
What
slaps
are you
Nash.
doing? God damn it.
Come on, man. What's going on? This isn't you. I mean, it is you, but this is like more you than I'm willing to accept you
I
to
almost lost
become.
you twice.
Yeah, you didn't. No. What do you think? I'm just gonna. That's how I'm gonna go out. That's it. Just a couple of gunshots.
Like he fucking he gives you a hug.
Nah, man. When I go, it's gonna. Things are melting when I go.
The mountains will tremble.
Okay? Like this is. Yeah,
Planets will
gunshots are
shatter.
taking me down. But it's more like I'll try to do something stupid and my entire face will just melt off, and then it'll
it's
just be like
not
a puddle of Reggie on
Going
the
to be
floor.
a bunch of people who call themselves Yellow Sunshine. I'll tell you that. Hell no.
No, hell no.
All right. He puts his hands on your shoulder and he fucking kisses the top of your bald head.
Hell yeah.
Oh, please
I'm never
do.
washing that spot ever again.
All right.
Okay. Did you hear that too?
What?
What?
What
Don't
happened
worry
to
about it.
Where is
Okay.
Jerkus? What the fuck?
Trae
He
shot him.
looks over to Trae, who's like head down, fucking like moving his fingers around and shit. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Look, I don't know how I feel about it because I mean, like, weren't we going to do that to him anyway? Now I'm sort of like back and forth on like the abruptness of it, also the shot and the loss of blood and kitten Bojangles.
I mean,
Boy,
he
right?
could've been
there's a lot
useful.
going on.
Maybe look, I didn't want to kill a guy out of cold blood, but like, I mean, he was useful. At least we could have turned him into the police.
So
But
we could have, yes, but I don't know.
It was a great
from
shot just
Hey,
before the second
but hold
commercial
on.
break. You gotta fucking.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
what?
totally was.
I said
What?
we could have taken
What
him
did
to
you
the
say?
cops. Are you-
I mean, the cops are just going to give him
okay?
back. That's nothing. There's
Are
no
you-
cops.
you-
What?
Are you with me?
Is that a real
I know
question?
you're with me. Like he pokes you.
No. I mean, like, you should know I'm not.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, you're right. Fair.
he slaps you on the back. I'm just kidding, sort of. But also, I feel like if we turned him into the authorities, he would just get like either killed or just sent right back out to join his mercenary groups or Somnambula or whatever the fuck. So no,
if they killed him, at least it wasn't us. It's fine.
Yeah, that's. I think, you know what I think? I think that's the thing. I think it's like it wasn't Trae that shot him; it was us. You know, because of team. And it's not like Jerkus was a threat. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I wanted to kill Jerkus so hard. Like, just I wanted to take all of his fingernails out. I haven't done that in so long. You know,
maybe like back burner. That like I don't. That's not who we are.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's been so long since I've done it.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing.
I've grown.
All right, look, how the fuck are we gonna get? I mean, are you okay? Like, we're gonna have to get another. The fucking Appleghini's gone.
I mean, I think I'm fine. Oh, the Appleghini's gone. Oh, you're fucked. What are you going to tell? Oh, you know what? Why don't you give her a call right now? Just put it on speakerphone.
I don't know. I don't even think she's back yet.
All right. Well, then we need to just sort of not worry about that for the time being. I don't know how long I was out. So where are we at with everything? Do we even know? Like, I'm assuming we're going to lay low here for a little while because it sounds like it might be still pretty hot out there.
It seems like it's pretty safe here.
Here's what you do know. You didn't know it at the moment that Reggie kind of lost track of reality due to loss of blood. But the distance that Bojangles sent you was actually 10 miles. And the gang, it looked like there was a few dozen of them, but you know, their ability to span out and cover a 10-mile radius is probably not great. The chances are good you've left them far behind.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it feels like a pretty safe place. I mean, those guys are armed. They're armed better than we are.
Yeah, they really hopped too when I pointed at Trae. And
yeah,
I mean, I guess that was good. That was a good reaction. They're good soldiers. Or whatever.
Oh, you can, if you look around a little bit, you'll see bullet holes in the walls. There's been firefights in this place.
Either that or they're all shitty shots. It's like the fucking it's like the Imperial Army up it. What is it?
I don't know. You just start saying shit, and I have no idea what the fuck.
All right. Well, they never. It's probably that's good. That's fine. So
is it?
Maybe. Who knows? I've already forgotten. So, I think Reggie doesn't seem like he's steady on his feet totally yet. So he starts walking off. He's walking, but it's like, okay, he's a little. All right, I see. I'm having some issues for a little bit. It's fine. Let's go find Trae and find out what he's doing, and then we need to do something. Like, did one of you know that doctor, or was that just in my mind?
No, I mean, I guess she's the street doc here.
Okay.
I mean, she took you in when they found out you were bleeding. They rushed you right up to the front. So I mean, I guess she works. She's probably not from here. I wouldn't think. I mean, this
all
place, right. And he kind of like looks around. He's like, I don't think this place has seen proper facilities in a long time.
So she's doing good works, is what I'm gathering. So maybe we should
look over at her right now. She's listening to the breathing of a young man with apparently asthma.
Oh, if only I had could rub some of that. No, I shouldn't go there. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, let's maybe figure out where we're going next, because I don't think we should linger too long.
You know what? You need to get your feet back under you.
Bento told you to get off the grid. Well, you're off the grid.
That's right. He did say that.
Yeah, let's just. I mean, I think we're safe here for a while. I'd like to thank the doc for patching you up, find out just like what the hell's going on here, and find out who she. I don't know. Like, we just need to take a breather.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit next to Trae. I want to hear him talk for a little bit. That sometimes calms me down about what he's working on. Before I start grilling him a little bit about Jerkus. Nothing bad. It's fine. I would have probably done it too at the end.
Maybe.
I think. Reggie starts to make his way over to Trae.
Who just
and
happens to be finishing up his communication.
Yeah, so you actually, I said when he's by himself, like right now, he thinks he's by himself, basically. Like, so I think he's actually a little more vocal. Like, so when he deals with his bots, or
with Hiratsu,
and yeah, exactly, or with Hiratsu, or like with the DM at large. Yeah, he will speak. It's like it's not normal level, but like he still like talks, and because that's still like some of like the easier way, especially to multitask. So he can gesture. He can hand gesture to deal with Windows and everything, and then talk to the bots to have them do stuff.
So while Reggie's walking over to you, he might hear like the last word you said to Hiratsu, which was probably "I understand."
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Reggie sort of waddles in and plops down next to you and leans back and closes his eyes, and he puts his hand on your hand and he goes, "Can you say some nice? Tell me what you're working on. Nash, come in here too. You need this too. Tell me what you're working on."
And yeah, at that point, he actually, he to unplug. I think only because I just watched Iron Man with so when he injects himself with all the things so that he can remote control the suits. So there is actually like specific gestures that do specific things. Like you do with to shortcut keys.
Mm-hmm.
So like he actually like unplugs the network, which is to disconnect, and then plugs it back in. And then so that's what you see him do, is he actually like unplugs and then plugs. And then you'll see him like close down all his windows, and he'll turn to Reggie and say, "I am currently looking at the data spheres and the catfishing expeditions of Jackson. He was attempting to blackmail several well-established people who had prior criminal records."
So an entrepreneur of sorts, it seems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the majority of that.
I should mention. I didn't mention this because it was like so fucking obvious to me, but it's not obvious to you. The other thing all these people have in common, they live right here in Union City.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
so in other words, he's focusing on people who are physically in proximity.
Right. Weird. So he's doing all this, but so how prevalent is physical cash?
Oh, in the better parts of town, you never see it at all. In the worst parts of town, there's barter. There's some places where they have their own type of local script going on. Mm-hmm. There's probably like 5 different types of script circulating in Bozing at any given time. But honestly, you're like in a place like this, you're better off bartering bullets or cigarettes or something.
Yes, man. So it's not even like a physical drop is what he's after. Like you can scam creds out of anybody. They don't have to be near you. That's weird.
Do you have something? Do you have something brewing as you would?
I think that actually. Well, I think that's actually what happens. Is that so he has like various searches running, and when it pops up like that, they all live here. He'll actually like that's what he says. He's like that's weird. There's no need for this.
Listen, I felt like having human contact. I'll take my hand off if you really want.
And no, sorry, Mr. Reggie. That is not. Although, thank you, but that is not what I am referring to.
I don't often crave it, but for some reason, I'm very lightheaded, and you're as safe as anyone, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Say more words. Say more words, and then think ahead about explaining your thought processes when you killed Jerkers. But I don't want to hear about that yet.
Oh, not okay. So you would like to talk about that, just not at this.
Yeah,
point
not
in
at this
time?
time. I just have a massive
Okay.
headache. I just want to hear you talk about the things that you find.
Okay. I am currently going through the data spheres and cross-referencing some of the names that have come up. Mainly, there was most of them are sexual exploits and fantasies of sorts that these people are wishing to play out either in virtual or in real life.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, my assumption is that Jackson
That's something
is
that Reggie
using-
can connect
Yeah, I
to.
can totally relate
You
to
can
this.
identify with that. Reggie has probably
My-
spent a good deal of time cruising the sex boards
Yeah,
himself.
just trying to feel something, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about what do you gather from all this with like some sort of conclusion? Is there a direction? Is there something we can use?
Well, I assume that Jackson was simply looking to blackmail them, considering that the majority of them are not only rich, but fairly well known, but also with previous records, which hints to me that they do not wish to get in trouble. So I believe that he is recording them so that he may then exploit their actions.
Reggie's head kind of flops over and he looks over at Nash's direction. He goes, "Hey, what do you think? I'm sorry.
What?
What do you think? What?
No, just to go. I'm acknowledging that it's fine. Just go.
What's happening? Okay, listen. I'm gonna plow ahead as if nothing happened. Hey, Nash.
Yes, Reggie.
What? How about this? I'm just gonna say it, Nash. What do you think about trying to leverage some of this stuff that Trae's talking about? Is there anything to this?
What the hell are you talking about? We're not.
I don't know.
I know you lost a
never
lot of
know.
blood. But we're not going to he looks. We're not going to blackmail people.
Okay, but maybe
What's wrong with you?
I probably didn't mean blackmail. I probably meant like leverage. Like maybe one of these people would like the sphere back in exchange.
Maybe one of these people would like a random sexual encounter with, say, me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that sort of thing, and I won't. But maybe they want this back. You know, I'm not holding anything. This was what a sphere would. That's where it would go in my hand if I was referencing it.
I think we have bigger issues at the moment, Reg. You fucking got shot. You were almost killed. The fucking Somnambula's hired gun skip. This is not our problem. The Lambo's fucking shredded. That probably doesn't even exist on this plane anymore. They probably stripped the fuck out of it already.
All right, but listen. So what is our problem?
Somnambula is the problem.
Okay, so. That's okay. That's all I'm saying. Is any of these people that he is looking at? Is it anything that have to do with that we can sort of use? Because we have nothing right now.
Trae,
I'm gonna jump in to Reggie real quick. Because I'm sorry. Yeah. In a meta sense, I'm jumping into Reggie's head because I need to know. Did we resolve the question of have you switched over your dependency from Comanaprazole over to direct neural stimulation?
That's my dependency. I changed it from Comanaprazole to being connected to the mind stuff.
Brain gear, yeah.
Yeah, like I was addicted to having my like going into my own brain and extracting shit and like that kind of a thing.
Right. So digital neural stimulation. Okay.
Digital neural stimulation.
Because you said you have a splitting headache right now.
It's really bad.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that's a sign of withdrawal. That it's now been like over 24 hours since you checked. Yeah,
Since I've checked. Exactly.
That's why you have a headache. You are really craving digital neural stimulation right now.
All right. Yes. So as I've mentioned, I have a headache. So I feel like it's because I haven't done any of the weird mental stimulation things. Are any of these spheres mental stimulation things?
No, they all seem to be various physical activities, except for one.
What one is that?
This was a instance where a woman would like her sister killed.
Cool. I mean, not cool. Okay. Shit. All right. Well, listen, at some point, I'm going to have to find something. I mean, not a dream deck. He looks at Nash. Never a dream deck. Ever.
No, better not be a fucking.
No,
dream
it's
deck.
not a fucking dream deck. Who would do that? But yes, I might need.
You, Mr. Reggie.
By the way, there
Yeah.
is a dream deck in that box. I mentioned it before. You can see it from where you're sitting.
I would never use a dream deck ever. He keeps like.
Nash toes the box further away from Reggie.
Hey, what are you doing with that? Oh, my head. Okay. All right. Okay. So what were you saying? You were saying something about how you had what I needed and you would give it to me, and his eyes get wide and he looks at you, Trae.
I do not recall saying that.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that. That wasn't what's about to come right out of your mouth in that instant. No. Okay. That's
If
fine.
we could
Okay.
backpedal for just a minute.
Oh God. Okay.
Trae, do any of the people, as far as you know, have any connection at all to Cordoba or to Somnambula? Did you come up with anything?
As far as I can tell, on a surface level, other than minor crossover at various galas and such, and the normal social events, I could not find any correlation between any of these individuals and either Somnambula or Cordoba.
All right. So this is a tomorrow problem then. We could save them, or if you downloaded them, we can destroy them, or whatever the fuck. I don't really care about this then. He should have gotten his package by now, I would imagine, if that's where the drone was going. We got to figure out how we're going to get out of here. If we can get a car down here. And I think maybe I should call Cordoba.
Ooh. Yeah, see if he has any dream decks that like aren't connected to his system.
He's just like, what the?
Did I say that out loud? I just before I just let that go though. Like, what are you going to say to him? Why would you do this thing? You're in like distress, right? I can see that. I mean, I've known you long enough.
No, I mean,
I believe in the strategy books, this is what they call a power move.
Oh, you know I'm into that shit. Okay. Tell me your master power move plan.
Maybe so. I just want to remind you all right now. There's one thing odd about the hit that you guys saw on Lithium's phone, and that is that Reggie and Nash are. I'm sorry, that Trae and Nash are dead or alive, but Reggie must be delivered alive.
Oh yeah,
because
they need his brain.
Yeah, we're under the assumption that he's one of the quote unquote dreamers, that there's something that's going on with Reggie that's germane to, I think it was like 10 people or something like that they found.
Mm-hmm. Good. We're all on the same page.
Yeah, so there's this like really cool scene in a movie that I once heard that was made where the person that couldn't die was used as a human shield, and it worked out perfectly.
No, fuck that. No way.
Just keep it in the back of your mind. It worked in the movie.
It hasn't worked so far.
But I haven't been used as a human shield, have I?
Yeah, actually, you're the only one that's been near death twice.
It's true. Maybe I should just let go.
And
You
I
know?
just realized that that I owe you an experience point for each of those times, so I'm writing that down.
You survived death.
Oh, you know what? Throw me into more firefights. Okay, Nash. I feel like when some of this calms down, you and I should have a sit down and talk about this whole confidence thing that you've got going on right now, because it's all bullshit. So I'll need to smack it out of you. Well, we're not. I'll have to We'll sit down and talk.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, man, it fucking keeps. I thought things had smoothed out, and then all this shit with fucking Somnambula again. Like, it's just.
I don't like seeing you like this. I mean, Somnambula's always been involved in one way.
It's almost like we're playing a game and something has to be happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'd rather just go and, have a garden and tend to it and then roll for like what grows, That'd be fun.
You know what else? You know what the fuck happened yesterday?
What?
I went to the awards, right?
Yeah.
I got the fucking the porn awards. Fucking...
Reggie belly laughs for a full minute and a half.
Look,
after the minute, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That must have been such a. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So continue with your story that I saw rudely interrupted.
Best new actor.
What? You won a Dickie?
Stiffy. It's a fucking look. It's not even a point.
Shouldn't it be Dickie?
Maybe.
You know what?
Name it.
Stiffy makes more sense. Congratulations. Reggie gives you a nice hug. He gives you a nice hug, a nice Reggie hug. Oh, this feels right. Oh, my head hurts so much.
Back. He says, look, it's better, right? Like, I guess it's better, maybe better. I don't know. Look.
What, like your performance?
Yeah, fucking performance. I fucked Corey after the show.
Did you tell me this and I don't remember, or is this some sort of new development now that is coming out?
No,
do we need to do a live Sheeper flashback so you can explain it to me even more?
No, you've been murdered like the last 2 days. We haven't had fucking chance. God damn.
I know, and it's been exhilarating. My head really fucking hurts.
Look, I don't. Trae, is there something you can set up for him? I don't
think we can stay here, guys. Can we stay here? I don't think so.
Well, we haven't been shot yet.
That's true.
He looks around again. Like, does it look like the crowd is getting smaller? Like, I assume we've been here for a while.
Oh no, the crowd is not getting smaller. There's all sorts of sick people and wounded people and old people.
Oh God.
Mr. Nash, I would also say that this by far is not a permanent setup for them. They are ready to move at a moment's notice. I do not believe that they believe they are safe. So I do not think that we should assume that as well.
Right.
All right. Well, their problem.
I'm not so sure about that, man. I don't know if Trae would draw that conclusion. I mean, they do seem to be behaving as though they believe themselves to be safe. Your impression came from Hiratsu and the network.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
right?
Just in terms of looking at the area, it's semi-bullet riddled. I have all their gear ready to go, and they have a bunch of armed guards. So they might have locked down this particular area, but they don't really have anything set up that can't be broken down within a minute and ready to go.
Well, okay. Well, all of the expensive electronics, are ready to go in a minute.
Which is what
but there's plenty of other stuff. I mean, there's shelves of cotton swabs and linens and alcohol and ointments and pills of various kinds. I mean, all that, there's a lot of shit. There's multiple beds and wheeled tables with instruments on. I mean, none of that shit could be pulled out in a minute.
True.
Okay,
Sure.
the stuff. Okay, so I just want to make clear because maybe I miscommunicated. The stuff that's like ready to go in a minute is
Mhm.
all the expensive electronics, including the hotspot.
Yeah. Which is, I think, what Trae would put more emphasis on
Okay.
than all that stuff can, in his mind, be
Because
easily
physically,
replaced.
there's dragon tattoos all through this place.
Right.
There's dragon insignia on the walls outside. There's dragons
Mhm.
patrolling a mile square radius.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you are. This place is owned. You're in Neon Dragon turf. This is the center of their territory. So yeah, they absolutely believe they have this locked down. But that doesn't mean they want to be sending darknet data unencrypted over their network.
Right.
Okay. That's just logical.
Yeah.
And by the way, neither Dr. May nor the Neon Dragons would probably recognize what I just said. It's only that Hiratsu is an AI.
Right.
The danger of what you were doing was even obvious to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So clear.
Yeah, we need to come up with a plan. We can try to deal with him directly. I mean, look. I mean, the guy who tried to fucking snatch you in the car. He said he was what? He was gonna, he did use his air quotes. Was gonna take care of things. What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, is he gonna go after Cordoba? That seems unlikely. I mean, we don't know who this guy was.
That's true.
If we've got to get your data, does that mean we've got to get inside? I mean, are they going to be waiting for us at this point? I mean, the rest of the loose guns said they were up for going back after Somnambula, but they're not even on the planet.
They're fighting a war. I think the more we sort of dance around this, I'm actually kind of. I don't think your idea of calling Cordoba was as bad as I initially reacted to it. I don't know what the next step should be. I can't even fathom. We're so down and out right now, but at least we're safe and we don't feel as though we're being pursued anymore. But I don't know what's next. And I have a headache.
So he looks around again. I guess nobody's paying any attention to them. He says, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going to kick us out. I mean, clearly we've got to get out of here and regroup, but none of our places are going to be safe.
There's a guard that walks by on a regular sweep. They eye you and keep moving.
Right, but nobody's rousing us. Nobody's telling us to get the fuck out. You've been treated to leave.
Right.
We haven't had any sort of get the fuck out of here now.
No, it's a pretty big room. It used to be an electronics retail store.
And I assume we're kind of off, because we're talking about murdering people and all kinds of so we're not we're kind of in our own little space.
Yeah, maybe even behind a counter where it used to be a cash register or something.
Yeah.
Reggie's laying on the counter.
I mean, I'm not opposed to I guess fucking staying here tonight if we had to, I guess. But we've got to figure out what we're doing. I mean, we have no wheels. Who knows how much they're tracking on us? I mean, Bento said he would get in touch with us through lithium, but I don't think things are going to change. I mean, they want you. And there's no fucking way that's going to happen.
No, they're not taking me alive. Over my dead body will they take me alive? Oh, my head. Don't make me laugh.
I mean, I'm up for suggestions. I mean, he pulls out his phone. Does it auto connect to the network? Is that something where he's got to try to put in a password or something? Or
it seeks any available network, and the only one available is Hiratsu.
But what I'm saying, would my PDA connect automatically to the
It is
available
a
network?
shitty open network.
Yeah,
Then it would for sure.
It's a public open network, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to sign in.
Okay. He pulls out his phone and looks at his phone.
Oh, okay. So you've got 9 messages from Scylla.
Oh, fuck. So like he opens it up and starts scrolling through.
Okay. They start off pretty excited. She has been announced the heir of the Sardassian Empire. Her inheritance is $30 trillion. That's 300,000 megas. She's now the CEO of Sardassian Hamloaf. But along the way, she mentions so many other responsibilities that she doesn't even know if she's going to be able to keep on doing the show. She needs to rethink her priorities. As the calls go by, and you expect her to be more and more distressed about where are you, instead, she's more and more distressed about how can I keep doing the show when I have to make sure to keep this empire on track. I'm now in charge of Swoosh Corp and Ashvin Semiconductor and Vactrain Transport Systems and Cyclico Recycling and Vacay Unlimited. And I don't even know what Vacay Unlimited is, but I think that we're going to need to open up our own slip space division, and maybe you can run it. All right, I've got some ideas. Don't know where you're at. Hope you're having fun. Oh, by the way, Corey Jane told me that you and her had an encounter. Hope that was good. Talk to you later. Bye.
He's just like,
Oh my god!
like on top of everything else, like that, he's just like, oh fuck. So he's like,
by the way, she's coming home today.
So Scylla's coming home. She knows about Corey, so that's but it seems that's cool. But it's whatever. Like I don't know. Fuck, she's talking about opening up a slip space division. She's the heir, and she's worth fucking so much money.
Okay, you just caught somebody's attention, and they're starting to look at you a little funny, Nash. It's a middle-aged woman. She looks like she probably came from like a middle-class background and then became a drug addict or something like that. Ended up, falling on bad times. But she's looking at you, and then she points at you. You're that guy.
And he like turns around and looks behind him to see. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. Now she starts coming close to you. Now she's going to initiate conversation.
Like
You're that guy, the Sardassian fuckboy. Oh my God! People, look.
I mean, no. And it kind of shrugs.
Are you actually going to try to deny this?
I think so until he can't.
With the shittiest deception ever.
Yeah.
Well, right, because he's got the fucking face paint. Like we went to war, right? Like he's got camo. He's got fucking like the
which is all half of that's probably sweated off.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna need you. You have rhetoric. You have acting. You're gonna need your roll.
Oh yeah,
roll
it's
low
the
one.
greatest roll of your life.
Roll low one.
Greatest roll.
So I'm gonna do acting, and
she's pretty sure. You're gonna need to beat a 5 because she's pretty sure it's you.
All right, he's like, no, I don't. That's not. You must have me mistaken with somebody else. We're, clearly not in. Kind of like points to himself. It's like we're not in that sort of business at all.
No way would we ever be caught dead in that business.
I rolled a 1 and a 2, so a 3.
Oh no! That's because she turns and she looks at Reggie and she's like, You're the guy who says, there's the drone. There's the drone guy. People, look, there's the drone guy.
Hey, I don't know who you're talking about,
Okay,
but that guy
and
sounds
the-
fucking cool.
Most of the people here don't give a fuck. They don't watch entertainment. Their lives are fucking piss poor, and it's just like a scramble for survival. They don't give a fuck what this lady's talking about. There's like one or two people. That's it. And if you're probably like you can see a line of 80 people leading out the door of this place, right? And there's only one or two of them who are like, oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
this lady, she thinks she's met a celebrity.
So he's
She
like, yeah, it's we're researching, like a role for a thing. So we're trying to like keep it quiet. So if you could like, maybe you could help us.
I would love to help, darling. And she looks down at your crotch. I'll help you any way I can.
Fuck.
I know that's fine. We're like, so who's the doctor?
Who's the doctor? Dr. May, right over here. She volunteers. She's here 4 times a week.
So she's here often. How does she first come down here?
I don't know. They used to have another doctor, but that was before I came.
Oh, okay. So like he takes his phone out, like he's trying to make a show of like taking some notes or whatever.
Did you making a show about Dr. May?
No, not specifically.
You and Scylla, you're gonna bring Scylla down here, meet the people, the nice people.
I mean, I can talk to her, but that might be
know
helpful
what?
to
She
help
leans
with the
forward. She
doctor.
goes, I've got a private place. Wink, wink. I've got a place, it's nice. It's not as nice as some of the places you've been fucking, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I keep that in mind. For if we come back.
I actually can go, both ways is what I'm saying. If you want to bring Scylla is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. She's she would for sure.
This would be something because I can sing, I can do several voices. I think I can
multi-talented.
And what is it that you guys need, down here, that maybe that we can help with?
What do we need down here? We need money. We need food, money. We need
What a coincidence!
We need services. We need a network. We need a network is what we need down here.
All right, and like he's tapping away.
There's no end to the things that we need down here. Where's the camera? Where's the hey, drone guy? Where's the drone?
Hey, there's no drone. That's just
Am I on the camera right now? She's looking around.
Nope, it's just
you
us.
guys got it's a secret.
That's a
secret
deep
interview.
cut with the drone, man. That's a deep cut.
I'm in the secret interview. Lord, let me tell you.
Easy there. Easy there.
She has a coughing fit, and it goes on for like a whole minute.
Nash like awkwardly like pats her back as she's coughing.
Okay, when she catches her breath again, she begins stringing out a litany of basic civic services that they need here. Like, she believes you guys have got her on a camera, and it's her duty to explain to the viewing audience everything the people of Bozing need. She's now decided she's the spokesperson. And she's talking to the invisible camera. She starts rattling off public support and healthcare, and we need a decent vaccination system, and we need decent digital services down here. We don't even have traffic sensors. What the fuck? How can you run a city without traffic sensors? On and on.
You know, listen, I've got a headache, but listen. What it is we're just researching possible locations for whatever next show or next episode or whatever the fuck. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear? Can you just?
she's not even really listening to Reggie. She's
That's
on a
fine.
roll now. Her
She's
voice
rolling.
is raising a tone. By the time she gets like toward the climax of her speech, she's shouting. Spit is flying from her mouth. She's like coughing and wheezing, but she's threatening the city council and the council of elders that the uprising is going to come. And I warned you, the people will not stand for this shit anymore. And this is, you've heard it from Zelda of Bozing.
I think she
Nash
lost the
just
plot a
kind of
little
like,
bit. Yeah. Oh, of course. Yep. Great job.
And then she smiles and goes into another coughing fit. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling.
yeah, no, thank you. That's
Thank you very much.
helpful. Yep. Mhm.
I think that went pretty well. I don't know.
I don't know. Fuck, how's your head?
No
You
good,
know what?
no good.
The people in line fucking love it. They all started playing. She's like bowing. She turns around and bows to everybody in
Oh,
in
yes.
line. Yeah.
Flowers
People are,
are
like,
being tossed in.
raising their fists.
Yeah.
They were sneezing and coughing all over the place.
Here you go. There's your John Connor or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
you're
the
starting
fuck.
to feel a little, tingle at the back of your sinuses.
Start of a revolution. She's got it. She's got it.
Yeah, that was your revolutionary moment, Zelda, of Bozing.
All right. What is it? What time of the day is it?
Morning,
It's-
getting close to noon now.
So it's during the day. Okay. Look, how about we? Fuck. I don't want to do that again. Let's see if we can't get a car to come down here. We'll. Fuck. I'm gonna need to get a car. So maybe we can just take us back uptown. We'll grab something. We'll get a fucking pickup Blazer, something. Just so we have freedom to move around. Like I said, I think our locations are gonna be off limits for the moment.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I gotta say, I don't know what's. I mean, as far as being off the grid, it's very good. I just don't know how we get. What do we make a? I mean,
But you can't sleep here.
no, we're not.
Yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
here now. We're gonna find a hotel or some shit.
All right, Trae, can you fucking black box our PDAs? Like, I assume when they're off, they're still on the network. Yeah.
You can disconnect from the network. Just tell your PDA to disconnect from the network.
Okay, and then they're untraceable.
Yeah, although whatever you did while you were connected might still be traceable. You don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
where it.
I was just saying, if we turn like, so my meta thought is if we pick up a fucking burner somewhere, then we can contact. He can contact Cordova.
Someone would have to be very good and very dedicated to find like every moment you touched a network somewhere. What they generally do is they find the traces of things you've done on the network, like your accounts being logged into or a message being sent.
Right. All right, Trae, can you get us a car then?
He'll bring up the site. Try to order a pickup.
And then he'll wander over
Again, using very specific coordinates.
and then he's
Yeah,
Good.
Trae quickly finds that this part of the map is completely grayed out.
I figured.
There are no city services. That
how
will
far
enter
was
Bozing.
how far was the walk back to where she dropped us off? The walk, it was a couple blocks, right?
It's just a few blocks, yeah, south.
All right.
All right, call a car for there. Tell him we'll meet him at the corner. He's going to go over. He wants to try to get Dr. May's attention.
Okay.
Where is it that we are going, sir?
So where would we be in relation to like our normal stomping ground? Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, because we never really thought about the world, the way that the Ubiquicity world is set up. So, like, to me, it's just regular California, and it's not. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of merging two realities here. We've kind of done it a little bit slowly, but what I'm thinking is something called Union City appears somewhere around where San Francisco is.
Okay.
Maybe San Francisco became Union City. I'm not really sure on the history of it, but it's in Northern California because everything you guys have done has been like between Mill Valley on the top end, and like Sacramento. It's all Northern California.
Okay.
So Union City is a big city somewhere up there, and well, San Francisco is the biggest real one. Maybe San Francisco became Union City, or maybe it's just somewhere in that area, and it was created by a massive. The reason it's called Union City, by the way, is because it was a massive show of what was at the moment called the unionization, which doesn't mean what it means today. It means collective corporate power over the governmental administration of a land. So it's an experiment, basically, in direct
Makes
government.
sense that it would take place up north, where like right now in our current day, that's fairly rural area, and for corporations to go up, basically buy everybody out of their land and then develop it.
I mean, I could kind of trace a genealogy there. I don't really want to, but you could say it's also proximate enough to Silicon Valley, so that when the folks in Silicon Valley decided they wanted to start financing their own sort of feudalistic adventure, they wanted a place that was kind of rural but not too far, still in Northern California. Let's build a city.
Yep.
And where is Dark Matter? Are they in Sacramento?
Yeah, they're further south. They're closer to Sacramento.
Okay. I'm just looking at the map because I'm just trying to figure out where we're gonna go. So
now, I think we forgot last time, and we might have fudged the amount of time it took to travel when we were doing the scene where you were in your house and they were in the forest or whatever. But I later looked at my notes, and it's Mill Valley is where your house is. So that's north of San Francisco. It's on the other side of the bridge.
Okay. So below Santa Rosa, because San Francisco's here and Sacramento's up here.
Yeah. It's a pretty good distance. It's what, 100 miles, 150 miles?
Ish. Yeah. 100 miles at least, probably. I don't think we'd probably get an Uber to take us that far. So maybe from Union City.
No, although I guarantee there's a train that'll do it in probably 30, 40 minutes.
You know, it was light rail it.
Yeah. They had like the super high speed rail or whatever. Yeah. All right. So we'll get the all right. Get a car. We'll pick them up. We'll have them take us to the train station. We'll go back to Sacramento. I'm gonna need to buy a car. And then
all right. So yeah, he'll set up so that we get picked up right outside of the gray zone and then dropped off around the corner from the train station.
Okay.
And then he'll go over and try to get Dr. May's attention.
All you got to do is approach the area that's like yellow taped off, and as soon as your feet touch the yellow tape, she looks up. Constantly aware of people breaching the perimeter.
He puts his hands up and he says, Dr. May, could I have just a moment?
She pats her current patient on the back. It's a teenage girl with some sort of skin condition. And she comes over to you, careful to indicate that she doesn't want to touch you with her gloved hands.
Yeah. I just want to thank you for helping out my friend. He was in a really bad way. If there's anything that I can do to help, can I have your note number?
Well, there's many things that you can do to help. I'm sure that Zelda there has made that menu rather clear. But yes, you may contact me anytime you wish. I'm made 2724. And if I'm on the network and available, which is fairly rare, I tend to screen. So just leave a message.
So like he put he has his PDA out so he can like put her number in, and he immediately just swipes 5 megas over.
Okay, cool. She's looking at you, and then she looks up and away as though she's hearing something, and then she smiles at you and says, "Don't forget the reputation." I mean, thank you, of course. Thank you very much.
Is there like a Black Mirror like fucking 5 out of 5 thing or whatever? Because he'll do it.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you can give her 5 stars right now.
Yeah, he does it and like leaves a comment like excellent service, really helped us out. Whatever.
She says, "Rep back," which means, do you want me to rep you back, or do you care about that? Because customer rep is something you can also have.
I don't think he cares, but in his current situation with the show and Syl and everything, he's like, yes, please.
She swipes you 5 stars. Nice meeting you, Mr. Nash.
Yes, thank you.
I'd shake your hand, but
I understand.
and by the way, all of the swiping and all of the reading of things, it didn't involve her hands at all. She has an AI that talks to her in her head. So whenever she looks up and away, she's listening to what Hiratsu is saying and then responding to you.
Sure. Okay. And he just
I was about to ask if she has like a visor or glasses or anything on. So that's interesting.
No, she does not. And like most people who are raised in the more modernized parts of the city, she not only has regular and decent, highly advanced medical health care available should any problems arise, but regularly has nanobots injected into her bloodstream, which take care of most common communicable diseases. It's expensive, but it means that you can walk around, basically sure that you won't catch any common disease.
Right.
And I guess they grab all their shit and start hoofing it out to the pickup.
Radio. Okay, so we make it out. It is high noon by the time you exit Bosing from its southward end. There's a fight going on between 2 kids who found half of a burrito that somebody dropped on the sidewalk. Kids are actually fighting over the burrito, but when they see you coming, they run, and the burrito's still sitting there. And then your car pulls up.
Does Reggie have like fucking granola bars in his pocket still?
Yeah, I would still have the it's like the bread bars. It's just a nice. Wait, did you say they ran away from the burrito?
They ran away from you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they're gone. Are they gone?
Yeah, well, because you guys are like 3 armed, scary-looking dudes who just walked out of Bosing.
All right. Well, now we're scary people too. Let's
Well, Dr. May fixed your body, but she didn't fix your clothes. You are covered in blood.
There's all this blood on me.
What's the driver say?
Hello.
Might imagine too, like Trae shot Jarkus at point blank, so he's probably like half his body is probably covered in blood.
You too are sprayed with blood, and that is why you called an automated cab.
Which is why it's even stranger that the automated cab said something about all the blood.
We get in, and an automated voice goes, "E."
Rough night.
I don't know. If I was the CEO of an automated cab company, I think that perhaps putting blood sensors in the vehicles might not be the worst idea.
Right?
Nope.
Okay, you're in your cab. Where are you going? Oh, to the train station.
To the
Train
train station, but then realizing how bad at least they look with cover. I mean, I guess I might have blood on me too. Is there like like a 7-Eleven, like a truck stop where we could like go in and like get clothes?
Yeah, actually, because just south of Bosing, you walk into Sunridge, which is a sprawl district, and it is like full of little what do they call them, strip malls and that kind of thing, as well as some larger department stores, packed between like small, cramped, prefabricated housing stacks and shit like that.
We try to get one on the corner that maybe doesn't look so busy, or maybe they wait in the car and Nash will go in if I'm not as covered in blood to like go grab shirts, a fucking overcoat or like a trench coat or whatever to cover these guys up so we can actually get on a train.
Yeah. Okay. So what you find is a Wallbucks megastore. All right, you're going into Wallbucks.
Can we? Well, actually, I have a quick question. Can we order and do a curbside pickup? Because like if Nash mentions like, hey, we should probably like clean up ourselves. The easiest way would probably just do like a drop box where we can just run up real quick and
actually you can't do a curbside pickup at just any spot. But you can do a curbside pickup at conveniently located drop boxes, and the nearest one happens to be about 1,000 feet down that road right there.
Yeah, I guess we do that then.
Yeah, so I'll bring up, I'll order clothes for the three of us that I believe is the appropriate size.
They're all too small.
Like a couple of mediums and a large. I'll ask for your waist sizes for pants.
Inseam length.
So good thing you clarified. I thought you were asking me what my shits look like.
Okay, so you're ordering clothing. You're waiting for the drone. It takes a little less than half an hour, so it's about 12:30. Your shit arrives. You like duck into an alley to change your clothes, and there you have it. So you can't just keep the car waiting the whole time. It's probably best to let the car go and call another one. You thought of the one before you thought of the other.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fine.
So you get yourself another car, and now you're dressed up and look fine and ready to go to the train station. On the way to the train station,
I got us all graphic tees with funny sayings on them.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask what the look is. So is it like a tourist look?
Yeah, we'll say. How about he did a quick search on like popular clothing, and basically just bought like whatever is like cheap and popular for the current trends. So like pants and a graphic tee, and with like the most popular TV show saying. And
oh no,
that's all he thought about. So we're still wearing our like gross boots and shit.
Okay, so the popular merchandise, and you're not going business, you're going casual. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Popular casual merchandise would be not just graphic, but either holographic or animated.
Yeah.
So okay, so you've got animated shirts.
But all say like, follow my ass. I mean, there's no other.
And on the back of it is actually Scylla's ass that sways back and forth.
Yeah, if that's what you want, you can find follow my ass branded merchandise. Sure.
Yeah, he does.
I told you.
Totally not on purpose. It just, you know,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what
I'm
comes up in the
assuming that news of her inheriting the empire has now hit. So her personal stock has gone way up. Therefore, merchandise connected to her has risen in popularity over the last 24 hours. And therefore, now
You're absolutely right in all of those things. And by the way, Nash, now you're on the network again. It's Scylla. She's contacting you again.
Okay.
You gonna take the call
text or
this
a call? Well, yeah, is it a text or a call?
It is a call.
Okay. Before we do that, if I can jump back for just a second, when he orders clothes, can he also order a phone that we can use as a burner? Because Walmart sells phones and shit like fucking track phone or whatever.
That's a great idea.
Okay. So I have him order like 2 in case we've got to burn one of the burners on the way.
They didn't have a Somnambula shirt like I wanted. I'll have to make that one after all this is over.
And then he takes the call, I guess.
By the way, there is a Dream Deck shirt. It doesn't show a Dream Deck on it, but it does show the Somnambula logo, and it says "Dream It All Again." And the Somnambula logo kind of wavers like a snake that's hypnotizing you.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one very much.
So he's like, all right, it's Scylla. And he hits the button.
Shit.
Says, hey, babe. I got your messages.
Wow, I guess someone needed a rest after having a little adventure time with Corey Jane. Listen, I've got so much to talk about, and I've got meetings coming up. I've got 3 meetings this afternoon. Do you believe it? I've got to meet with the board of Aspen Semiconductor. They've got some sort of new marketing deal they want to cross-promote with the show. But speaking of the show, hey, what am I going to do with the show? I mean, I need to take a more broad and dignified, diversified perspective now that I have greater holdings to ensure it's not just follow my ass. I think the show might need a total revisioning. It maybe, babe, I don't want to say this, but maybe it's the end of the show.
It's your call if you want to, put a more professional face on things. I could see that. I mean, what about, I don't know if this is weird now considering everything just happened, but what about maybe letting Corey take a bigger role? Like maybe you don't want to lose it, right? Like maybe if it's a subsidiary of the larger, because it's popular.
She looks at you with that sort of condescending look that women often give men who are just not figuring out what 2 + 2 is. And she says, baby, Corey expected me to either blow up or ask her to join us in a threesome. I'm not giving her the satisfaction either way. This is grown-up time. I've got my big girl pants on. There is a fucking empire to run. And if we need to retool the show, then I need some ideas. If we can't have any ideas, then maybe it's the end of the show. But I have another idea, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Because Vacay Unlimited is a travel packager, and they're not a very well-known one, I understand. But what if we could start offering slip travel? Huh? You'd be the head of the whole division.
I mean, we could. I mean, we certainly have a lot of experience at that.
Got a great place to start out. Have you heard of Janet 3? The ocean is made of sand, and there's these little jellyfish creatures that paddle through the air. It's beautiful. Maybe we build a resort, huh? This is where my head's going lately. Honey, we're going to take 30 trillion, and we're going to make it 300 trillion.
I'm sure you can. Man, this is a lot to take in right now. It's been a hell of a couple of days.
Okay, listen, you're going to have to fill me in on all the details later. Just want to put that in your head. Start thinking about new ideas for the show. Something a little more professional, something a little more dignified, but nothing that alienates our previous audience. I know you can figure it out. You're really smart. Oh, and also talk to James because we've got to put together some sort of. Oh, and last thing. I need you to do one more appearance for me. I've got 3 meetings this afternoon, and the fans are waiting for something. You got to tell them something. Maybe James can help. Okay. Thanks. Yes. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah. Fuck. I can't. We can't go on air right now. Like, what the fuck?
How do you know I'm not already on air? What did you agree to?
Son of a bitch. I should have let it go to voicemail. I should have. Fuck.
Maybe laying low and sort of like doing, the working stiff thing is a good idea right now.
Fuck.
Although, no, that's not going to help me much. They're still going to come for me. But I need to. Hey, okay, go ahead. Say what you were going to say, because I'm going to say something stupid.
You go first, because I don't even know right now.
So while my head's been pounding, I was thinking to myself, man, I gotta get myself on some sort of a neural net thing. And then I realized, hey, there's no reason for you to be sort of like in the middle of this. What if I just gave myself up, turned myself into them, and tried to like work it from the inside?
Fuck that.
Fair enough.
Yes, Mr. Reggie, I believe that they would take you in, put you in a tube and not release you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be in a tube. Okay. Well, I'm throwing shit out there because my head hurts.
Is there? Fuck, we should have ordered you something on the. Fuck. All right. Fuck. We could have probably ordered you something from the walk home.
That's true.
The problem there is that his headache really isn't related to anything physical, or Dr. May probably would have taken care of it. He's some sort of withdrawal symptom.
Yeah.
It may be completely psychological.
You saying it's all in my head? Wait.
I didn't say anything.
What?
What?
Nothing. It was in my head.
And Nash, you know this. Reggie sometimes hears a voice in his head and talks back to it. It's not new.
No, I know. There's a lot of things going on. So, is there something that we could, so when we get dropped off around the corner from the train station, is there a store that sells head appliances, not like a Dream Deck, but something like, people have all the AR and the VR and all that stuff. Is there something that we could snag that would sort of if we've got a 40-minute train ride that he could get a fix?
Not right there, but on the way there, you pass a showroom of Al's Artificial Living Solutions, and they sell all sorts of consumer electronics, plus holographic avatars and VR gear.
So as they're driving, and he's, Reggie's kind of holding his head or whatever, he's like, "Hey, Trae, what about in there?"
What about in there?
Fuck, car, go in there. Turn around.
It has a name.
Turns around. It pulls into the parking lot at Artificial Living Solutions showroom.
Now that they're parked, he's like, "Can we find something for Reggie that's going to help with whatever stimulation or whatever that he needs right now?"
That is not a specialty of mine. However,
Maybe I'll
Sure.
just go in. Maybe I'll just go in and have a look-see.
All right. I mean, you know what you need. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll find something. Reggie stumbles out of the car.
Okay.
Car, can you wait? Like, I don't know. He's just like talking out loud of the car. He doesn't fucking like
Car, wait.
cars.
Yeah, the car will wait for up to 15 minutes.
Reg, you got 15 minutes.
and
Okay,
informs
I'll
you
be
that.
quick.
After that, your account will be credited at retail rates. Up till then, it's free. Okay. So, Reggie, you go in. The first thing you see is the brand new Dream Deck 6 is right there. And,
Shit, sold. Wait, no.
They do have a variety of neurostimulators, which are like to increase your brain power and help your learning capacity. And many of them come with software that will teach you a language or make you a better poet or teach you all about Shakespeare or whatever the hell. And some of them are just for increasing your bandwidth and the flexibility of your brain is what they claim to be able to do. You also find some AR gear, which is kind of cool because it dawns on you that if you put a theme on, then everything, and you wore these goggles, then everything you looked at would look like whatever you wanted the theme to be. So you could choose a highly detailed electronic theme, like a sort of a Tron world or something. And then you could put these goggles on, and then you'd be looking at too much data all the time. Like Trae.
I think I like that one because Reggie could come up with some shit that would what I need now is like a pool filled with blood, but there's like a tree coming out of it. Like he would come up with something stupid that he would.
I need naked, sexy people, but all of them are inside out, and blood is gushing from their eyeballs.
And they're all making fun of me. They're all making fun of me. Do it. Run the whole thing. Run it all.
A sales bot descends upon you, and as you're talking out loud about what you want, the sales bot guides you towards a premium package, because there you get not only the state-of-the-art augmented reality goggles headset in a choice of 5 different designs and popular stylish colors, but also the software, which is programmable. I overheard you speaking about creating your own virtual worlds. Yeah. This is the software for you, Mr. It's waiting for you to
machine.
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 And it's gesturing toward a package which is like $3,000.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'll just give me that one. That's fine. Just give me that one. Give me the one where I can make myself go on many trips of different varieties. Yeah, that's the one.
All right. And
wait. This fucking thing doesn't
literally freezes.
Yeah, hold on. This thing doesn't fucking connect to any sort of any external networks that aren't within my immediate vicinity, do they?
The bot assures you that it does have full network capability, but that would be up to the user to program.
Is it on by default? Or do I have to go searching for it in the settings, and then turn it off manually?
Oh, the bot explains to you in I don't know, the way people probably talk to first grade children.
I am a small child. This is appropriate.
About what the network is. Yeah, it's like talking to you like you're a 6-year-old or whatever.
Explain to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, explain to you like you're 5 years old how the network has cell towers all over the city. And as you move through the network, your signal moves from cell tower to cell tower.
No!
That enables the server and the software that resides on the server to contact you and update your vision of the world to whatever it is that you want to see where you are. So, yes, you are constantly connected to our network via our server software, which jumps from cell tower to cell tower as you move through the city.
Reggie just stares for a few seconds at the bot. Okay. Yes, I would like to purchase this item from you, please. And he thinks to himself, I gotta tell Trae about all this cool shit that's going on out there.
All right, so when you buy it, the bot addresses you by your real name because your real name is the one on your credit account.
Shit.
and it says, "Have a nice day," and you're always welcome at Al's. And then it hands you your package. And this whole exchange took as long as it took for you and I to say it.
I take the package. I take the package.
By the way, what style and color did you choose?
It's pink.
Pink goggles?
It's pink with like a purple streak that runs runs all on the back there, and then there's like a white bow sort of painted on the front of it. So
No
when you
way.
have it on, it looks like there's a cutesy little bow.
So it's like kind of like a punk Hello Kitty vibe.
Definitely Hello Kitty vibe. Definitely for a small child.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Well, you got it. You're back out at the car.
I immediately start yelling at Trae about all the cool things they're doing with towers and networks. And did he know about it? Did you know about all this is going on? They're telling you about the signals and the bouncing. Did you know about all this?
Trae is literally just nodding his head, not paying attention at all. He has like 8 other different things going on.
This is why we get along so well. You're such a good listener.
Yeah.
Reggie puts the goggles on.
All right. Well, you've got a menu that allows you to choose from a variety of preset themes. There's magical world.
He clicks on magical world immediately.
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking through the goggles, and basically the street and the car and the placement of like buildings and stuff, it all remains the same, but it looks different now. The buildings look like castles with sort of a grayish pink stone walls, and the trees look all sorts of beautiful different colors, and the road is like it's not the ugly tile like solar tile of Union City. Instead it's like golden bricks.
Wow. Guys, this is amazing.
Real quick, can Trae interrupt he doesn't. All right, I don't want to stop it, obviously, but can he detect the signal coming out of the AR?
That's not hard.
Okay. What I want to do basically is grab it, hijack the signal, and set up an anonymizer just in case.
Nice.
Yeah, since he paid for it with his own money.
Exactly.
So wait a second. You
Okay.
said, did you say 3,000 megas?
No, just 3,000.
Yeah.
So how many megas is that?
$3,000. So it's like a
Dollars.
third of a
It's like
mega.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool.
Nothing you really have to worry about at this scale. Basically.
So
okay.
sad.
So I'm now looking.
Hello Kitty VR headset. We did it.
AR headset.
AR headset. Thank you.
AR headset. Everyone's all
yeah,
on
we
VR. AR is where it's at.
Okay, so the difference, of course, is that AR is an overlay, so you
Exactly.
can kind of see through it. You can see the real buildings through it, and you can just say off, and it turns off. It disappears.
Cool.
Right.
And this gives me what I need to get by. Is that a song? I don't remember.
Well, it is stimulating and interesting, and so your mind is occupied, I don't know if it will completely stroke every button of your Jones, because I don't really know what the limits of your Jones are, but it'll do, right? It'll do for a while.
That's what I was looking for. Something
as long as like the magical world may not be the best one. You could try the cyber world, or turn on all the layers at once, so there's way too much information.
Yep, that happens.
You know?
Yeah. So I need to get.
And
I
then
need to get
also the part that made it really expensive is the software, so that you can model your own objects. You can say, you can look at Nash and you can say what you want him to look like, right? Make him taller, make him thinner, make him pink.
This is all happening.
I imagine the first time that Reggie realizes he can throw on multiple layers is an accident, because he doesn't understand that he can turn layers off. So he's like, he throws on the magical world, and then he's flipping through, and he's like, "Oh, cyber world," and he clicks on that, and it's now cyber world overlaid fantasy magic world.
Yeah, and his mind is blowing, and he starts experimenting with different combinations of layers of worlds. Oh, he's loving this. But yeah, so until I get my hands on a more intrusive,
and at one point
device,
the guys are kind of helping you walk along, because every once in a while you see something intriguing and you sort of wander off toward it, like in the wrong direction.
Hey, what the fuck is this?
Steer you back, and then at one point you wander off a little bit because you see this red line floating in space. It's about waist level. It comes from nowhere and it goes to nowhere. It's just like stretching out, and you're curious about the red line, so you walk over to it, and as soon as you touch the red line, you hear a loud siren go off. And Trae, because you're monitoring the local network, you see that somebody breached a red line area.
Yeah, you got nuked.
and so Reggie jumps backward, just sort of instinctively. You almost walked off the edge of the train platform.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
That would have been terrible. That would have been awful. Maybe I should take. Go
is
ahead.
that helping or hurting?
Well, maybe I shouldn't be like walking around as much. But you know what? It's good for now. I feel great.
What you learned was stay within the red lines.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. All right. I'll stay within the red lines, guys. Okay. Just so you know, I'll stay within the red lines. Also, this is good in a pinch. If I need to get to like a more intrusive, like one of my machines back at my own place. Not a dream deck. Never.
Wow, that may have to do for a little while.
That's fine. You know what? I'll manage. All
right, your train is here, and it's time to take off for Sacramento. Is there anything anybody has to do or say, or we just zoom to Sacramento?
This train is a massive caterpillar. And now the inside of the caterpillars, all of its organs and stuff, that's where we're sitting.
I wonder, do we make the call to Cordoba while we're on the train? So like we're on a burner on a train, so we're like as untraceable as we're gonna be, I guess.
I like it.
Like we make sure our phones are disconnected. He brings up, like he opens his phone because I think he had Cordoba's number. I'm pretty sure at the beginning. I think Lithium gave us the card. Or maybe Cordoba gives, I can't remember. I feel like that's a thing. You
did contact Cordoba directly at some point.
Super early, like first or second episode.
Yeah, second, I think. I honestly don't remember how.
I think when we gave him the data, the first mission, I think we spoke to him directly, and he gave us the card.
It was the handoff. So Lithium basically introduced you. You did the job, and then the handoff was face to face with the client.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you called him or if Lithium set up a physical meeting. I don't remember.
I feel like I got a card. which I'm assuming would have his personal, like his cell phone number.
I'm gonna go with your feeling then.
I mean, we can pull up the old episodes.
I know. I really don't want to right now. And that is such a tiny detail.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with your feeling on that.
All right. What do you think? I mean, like, this is about as anonymous as we're gonna get, yeah?
Totally.
I suggest, just in case, that we attempt to make it as untraceable as possible. Even if this is not a permanent phone, once you contact him, he will know it is you.
Yeah, well, then I'll toss this phone out the window. We got another one.
Then we're going to burn it.
Just in case. And is there a way that I could basically spoof an IP on this thing? So could I just set up a random location for this signal to come from rather than where we are?
You could route through an anonymizer.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to do that just in case.
Okay,
yeah, man,
so
whatever you think.
Yeah, so I'll ask for the phone real quick, and then I'll set that up.
okay. Yeah, just beat a 3. This is pretty easy.
Did you know that caterpillars had 3 hearts?
I did
I rolled a 5
there.
on brains.
Right there.
Yeah, you've set up an anonymizer, and I'm going to give you the and. There's quite a few unguarded accounts right here on this train.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to jump over and take some other passenger's identity, you're sitting in a perfect spot to do it.
I mean, we do want them to know that it's us, right? So, like, if, Sandy Smith fucking calls, he's probably not taking that call, right? Like, if an anonymous call comes in, maybe.
Well, I'm thinking maybe this is something like meta-wise, like out of that. I'm thinking, Todd, would this be something that I could take and maybe pocket for later use?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just that, while you're on the network connecting to an anonymizer, you notice like 19 other people on the network with you. Like right now, you could jump over to any one of them. It's not well guarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm like, as I'm going through, I'm just gonna basically see like this list of people, and I'm just gonna kind of grab a PID at random.
Okay.
And see it just like a copy paste almost, and be like, okay, maybe I can. That might come in useful at a later date.
It's like a data kleptomaniac.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm figuring if I want to access anything at a later date, but I don't want them to know it's me, like that's useful information to have as a throwaway.
Okay. Are you actually going to watch for a while, like see what these people are actually doing, sniff them, or are you just like grabbing the PID and then hopefully later come back and hack it?
Yeah, that's all I really care about. Yeah, I don't care about what these people do on their regular life and what kind of snuff films they watch on the train on the way to work.
Okay, so so now everything going through the burner phone is routed through an anonymizer in Denmark.
Okay. All right. So he's got his phone out. He's copying the number to the other phone. Crosses his fingers.
Also, no bones.
You're gonna have to.
What?
Puts his hand like he's holding his hand over the speakers. I'm on the phone with Cordoba, man.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. You're right. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so it rings twice and goes through to message.
All right, so then he's like, fuck. So, Ingwei, I assume that you've received our package by now. I wanted to see how much further you were willing to take this. I guess you've forgotten who it is that you're dealing with. I will attempt to contact you again. I suggest that you answer.
At that moment, you hear a click and Cordoba's voice. Who is this calling me?
You don't recognize the voice of the man you're trying to kill? Do we have that much unsettled business?
I beg your pardon, Mr. Veneer. I will, of course, have your money to you as soon as possible. If there is any need to accelerate the payment schedule, I understand. But to call me out of the blue in such a threatening way surely is not businesslike.
You must be quite a busy man then. If you are...
Mr. Veneer, it is not that I wish to kill you. You may have misheard something. I am perhaps a little annoyed that you upped the stakes of our game, shall we say. But you will have your payment.
Fuck, can I make a brains roll? Like, is he... Like, maybe somebody's in the room with him, so he's... So, like, he knows that it's me, but he's using a different name so as not to give away.
Go ahead and make a brains roll. Tell me
Can
how
I
high
add my
you...
psych to that? Like, is sort of like trying to intuit.
Yes, you can add your psych to it, but also tell me what it is without the ad.
Okay. Oop. So I rolled a pair of 4s. So without the psych, it's a 4. With it is a 6.
Okay, with the psych roll, I'm going to call this a yes and, but I'm also it's going to give you two things because I've rolled with and without. Okay, so with the psych roll, you get that he's being basically sincere, even though he sounds sarcastic and he sounds a little passive aggressive. He honestly believes he's speaking to some different person, not you. Okay. And then even without the psych roll, you realize because he's said it twice, Mr. Veneer, and you think, is he talking about Paco Veneer? Paco Veneer is kind of a well-known importer, exporter. You've met him at some of the big parties that Scylla has taken you to. He's super rich, and rumors are connected to some kind of mob.
Okay. He says, well, Ingwe, I guess your hands are dirtier than even I thought. This is Jack Nash. But I thank you for that useful bit of information.
He hangs up immediately.
Fuck. He's like, fuck. John, you're muted.
You literally hear an intake of breath and click. You just shocked the fuck out of him. He had so much no idea what to say, he hung up the phone instinctively.
All right. Well, that was him. He didn't know it was me. He thought I was Paco Veneer. I've run into him. I can't say that I've spent very much time with him, but he's been at, some of these big gala things that, Scylla's always at. might be connected to the mob. I mean, those are the stories. Apparently, he owes him a lot of money, and Paco apparently upped the stakes with whatever situation that they're dealing with. But when I told him it was me, he hung up.
The enemy of my enemy, maybe?
I mean, I don't know that he would. He doesn't know who I am. I don't know that we necessarily want to get tied up with the mob.
Probably not.
To be fair, Mr. Nash, at this moment, there is a good likelihood they do know who you are, and who I am, and who Mr. Reggie are.
And probably without even having to ask you, I'm sure that Trae runs up a quick scan on Paco Veneer. The name is a name that you've heard. He is a businessman here in the city. He, you know what? Let's see. I think chances are pretty good. Yeah, Veneer or one of his companies has in the past been a client of your very Clatch.
Nice.
He is well known and well regarded, but I have to put air quotes around well regarded because it is kind of common knowledge that he does have connections to smuggling operations, and some sort of international crime syndicate backs a lot of his actions. So rich, well known. On the front, he's a philanthropic businessman who has a lot of pull with the Council of Elders, for instance, in the city council. But on the down low, the word is that it's all dirty money.
Yeah. What job did my Clatch do for him? I'm assuming that I kind of have like a personal, like a journal type thing.
You were not directly related in the job.
Okay.
But you do know that it had something to do with securing a shipment that was coming in overseas.
Mr. Nash, this gentleman is powerful, both in the social realms, monetarily, and also in criminal organizations. He is very well-rounded.
That's one way to put it. I wonder if his latest deal is us, if he has those connections.
I would not doubt that he is, as I said, aware of our current situation.
That certainly accelerates our timetable then. Trae, do you think that there's any way that...
By the way, I'm just going to inject this. Nash just said the word timetable, and Reggie, you just got a flash of a little countdown timer on the laptop of the bomber who kills those kids.
What does it say?
59.
Guys, I don't know. Timetables, eh? Hey, speaking of timetables, man, I don't know. I don't even know how to even approach this with you two. I keep getting these flashes. I keep seeing this countdown about blowing up this building, and I don't know where it is.
You keep seeing scenes from your previous dream, but very clearly.
This is infuriating.
Perhaps this is a malformation from multiple layers within your AR.
No, yes, but this is different also.
Did you tell us about this before? You were mumbling something.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it about the dreamers. I mean, it probably wasn't very good a description, but somebody blows up a building around, well, not around here, back where we were.
In Union City?
Yeah, I know who does it. I just don't know where he is.
Who does it?
I don't know his name.
Fuck.
But I gave him a ride one day. He didn't tip me though. Fucker.
Mhm.
That's not really all that helpful.
Nothing is helpful. Anything that I'm saying is completely unhelpful. I need to get to my devices and I need to hook myself up and I need to dive into this imagery. I have to explore my mental space in my dreamscapes and try and just get in there and just mess around.
How much time do you have?
Give me a brains roll from Trae, please.
Yeah. 4.
There's probably a whole lot of data to sift through, but if this guy actually was a passenger of Reggie's back when Reggie worked for City Cab, there's probably a record of that ride somewhere in City Cab's databases.
All right. So my personal thought was and that will be useful. What kind of neuro interface does this AR have, if any? Would it be possible to
Reggie's,
yeah.
None really. It has like
Okay.
it has sonic vibrations which are supposedly attuned to make you even more immersed in the experience. And he's turned them all up so that he's kind of like buzzing with like visual and auditory input, but that's really all he's getting out of it. It's kind of a overstimulation.
Yeah. All right. I was wondering. So basically, my thought was, if we could get Reggie's subconscious to basically project the face of the guy he's in his dream, then I can cross-reference that with, because I'm assuming in the city cabs, like they have a camera on the passengers. And if I could get the project, almost like a police sketch, like if I can get Reggie's projection of the guy in the dreams, I can cross-reference that with the facial data of the city cab and pull up whoever it is.
Wow, you know what might be able to do that? A dream deck.
hey, yeah. I'll have a quick aside as dream decks out of the question, and Reggie looks at Nash. Dream decks are out of the question. Hey, I got a real stupid idea. Ready for this? We have to go ahead and we have to slip into my dreams, into my dream worlds.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I want to give you another idea because Trae just brought up something that I think Reggie would have the thought, oh, if you want to know what the guy looks like, I could paint it.
I could paint it, Maybe I'll do that when I get back to my shop. I'll do a nice painting. That'll help with that.
How much time do we have left on the train? I mean, we have that dream deck. Trae, if you can keep it from communicating back to Somnambula, if you could local connect to it and try to figure out what that is.
Could I literally just like go into the dream deck and remove the network chip? And if I did that, would it still work?
Yes, you could do that, but what would probably be easier is just like reroute the outbound call so that it goes to a null address or back to itself, or
just loop it,
dumps its data into nowhere.
Yeah, it's possible. Yes.
Maybe I'll go ahead and dump all the data into my own personal servers. Just for safekeeping. Could you reroute it so it just gets like reinserted into my own brain? What would that do to me?
In a sort of a way, yes.
Okay. This is all wonderful. We should explore this a lot. Because I think that's probably the way to go.
Okay, so let me get this straight. What we may be theorizing here is putting a dream deck on Reggie, and then Reggie using his willpower to force himself to have the same dream again, but this time record it. So you can play it back for anyone who wears the helmet, and they can see this guy and those kids and everything that happened.
Maybe we can put it up on like a monitor
or
something. A monitor.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. and so then Trae can go can wear the dream deck, grab the facial data off of the guy, and attempt to jack the city cab server and cross reference facial data.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This is not going to work out well.
It's going to be fine, right? Right, Nash.
There's so many steps to this. One of them is going to fail.
Yep.
Look at what we've got right now. I mean, we have 3 different things going on right now. If we can at least find out.
So you're getting off the train in about 15 minutes. The timer, I want to clarify a little bit because it doesn't just say 59, obviously. It says 59:00:00.
What the fuck does that mean? no, I know what that means. I know. Reggie knows that it's 59 hours. 59 hours, he says under his breath.
Or it could be 59 minutes, and it goes minutes, seconds, and then milliseconds.
Well, now I just have no fucking clue what it is.
Right. And that's the question on everybody's mind now. Is it hours or is it minutes?
Look, Trae, start pulling that thing apart or rerouting or doing whatever you got to do. When we get off the train, we'll grab a no-tell motel. Fucking, you guys do what you have to do.
Oh, you could do it right here.
We're only on the train for about another 15 minutes. Do you have enough time?
That should do.
Did you say no-tell motel?
He did.
Holiday Inn.
Like when we stayed at the fucking Bachelor at Arms or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh, I thought it was some cool motel where like you don't have to sign in or anything. Like you don't have to tell them who you are, so it's all anonymous. A no-tell motel. I thought that was what you were saying.
We sign in as Brandon and Stephen.
Yes, that was it. And I thought you were speaking to a specific business that does truly exist, and not just us being sneaky little bastards. Let's go.
Unless you get it done on the train. I mean, it's whatever.
I don't know if you want me to. Okay, let's do it on the train.
It's up to Trae.
Trae is hacking the dream deck.
Yep.
It'll take a few minutes. It's going to take an encryption roll, but you've beaten this encryption before, so I'm going to give you a +2 on that, which means you really only have to beat 3.
Well, I'm rolling at a +2, and that's a 5, so that's 7.
Yeah, so that's a yes, and I'm just going to say you're through that fucker. You've got it rerouted so that it sends all of its data to a null port. So that's
basically
it.
Just a black hole in the internet.
Just a black hole in the internet, exactly.
It's just going out into the ethers, which is saying all this imagery and all this energy I'm about to create is just going to go dissipate into the atmosphere.
It will effectively burn up once released. Yes. It will no longer exist.
Interesting.
Maybe one of the other Reggies will pick it up.
You
know what? Don't. I'm sorry I said
it. All right, listen,
Mr. Nash, we need Mr. Reggie to focus at this moment.
No, I know it's my fault. It's my fault.
Let's put a pin in that, though, because I mean, what the other Reggies are doing is very much something I'm concerned about.
Yeah. So once he's done routing this, he'll basically just take it and hand it out to Reggie.
I would like to just note for the record, Nash, this is a modified dream deck. It is not feeding anything back to Somnambula that I know of.
I know.
Okay, all right. So I'm not really breaking my promise. You know what? It's fine. And he puts the dream deck on and fires it up.
Okay, you also want to force yourself to go to sleep and dream. Now, maybe you can avoid the going to sleep part, but you'll definitely need to roll lucid dreaming here. And I think that if you can make yourself go to sleep, it would be much easier,
Mm-hmm.
but it might take Comanaprosil.
Yeah, I think I got a little left. He takes it.
And you've got like 10 minutes left on this train.
He pops the Comanaprosil and he rolls. He rolls his lucid dreaming roll.
All right.
There's a 6 in there. That's a 10.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say the other guys are pretty
It's
amazed because like Reggie pops the nappy, he rolls over, gets himself comfortable in his seat, and like it's literally
like curled up in a ball. on the
literally 60 seconds later, his mouth is open and dripping drool on himself, and he doesn't even know. He's fucking.
I'm just gonna take a nappy. Get it?
And now, like 60 seconds later, he's drooling on himself, and there's a noticeable bulge in his pants.
Oh God, here we go again.
And now, Reggie, you need to make a lucid dreaming roll. And
I that was my roll. Wait,
did you actually?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What'd you get?
Did I have to make 2 rolls?
No, one is fine. I just
the one lucid dreaming.
I wanted to handle the fact that you fell asleep first, so I rolled to see how quick it was, and it was surprisingly quick.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So my lucid dreaming roll was a 10.
Ooh, nice. That's a yes. And Reggie, you do manage to force yourself to have that same dream again. And I'm about to give you a description of the guy, but there's an and in here. What else do you get out of this?
I want to say the and what else he gets is
You know his name? Right? You remember him because he had the like fucking sign in or like fucking
he had
tab or whatever.
I remember like a scar or a brand or a tattoo that's on his hand or something, like when he went to go swipe to pay or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be something specific on his hand.
For cross-referencing data, a date would be super helpful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Trae. There's no date. I don't know what to tell you. No, it's either that. I think it's a very distinguishing mark on his hand.
Yeah.
No,
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's like a specific design tattoo or something that means something.
I think you're right. So, we've already actually, we've described the dream, and anybody can go back and play the previous episode to hear that. So, we can assume that after you rehab the dream, we're going to get you off this train because you do manage to do it within 10 minutes. You fucking out like a light and like a boss, force yourself to have the same dream over again. That actually for you was not too hard because like compared to the shit you have done, making yourself revisit a previous dream is actually not that hard to do. And so you will manage to do that within 10 minutes, but I'm about to bring the episode to a close here. We'll assume that the other guys do have a quick chance to look at the output of the dream, because dreams are highly condensed, right? It takes just a few seconds to get the visual data that to you feels like minutes and minutes of dream. This guy is a black man. He spoke with a slight British accent. He's very muscular and well built. You don't remember his name, although that's probably in the records back at CityCab. But you do remember that he had a Slothrop tattoo. He had a tattoo on the back of his hand that said Slothrop. And that's such a weird word. You asked him it, and he just smiled and said, Slothrop's not real. And then he winked at you like, that's obviously a lie.
That's why I blotted it out. He fucked with my brains. Slothrop?
Yep.
So I assume Trae immediately starts looking up information on Slothrop. I mean, if you want to end the episode and we can pick it up next time, but
No, I think this is probably a good place to end it because Trae has no difficulty at all. Once he realizes that it's not going to be found on the normal net, he flips over to the dark net and he finds lots of references to Slothrop, which is the username of a person who claims to be an underground revolutionary organizer distributing arms to revolutionary anarchist cells all over the Western United States.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're going to leave that right there. That's where we're going to end off.
fuck.
Oh my god, the layers. Yep, I do imagine that it looks like Idris Elba. Yes, that is true. That is true.
I dig that.
Like what?
Idris Elba, that beautiful man.
He's the new James Bond. He was the pilot in Prometheus.
He's new James Bond.
Isn't
I
he?
didn't know that.
I
I didn't
thought
know
so.
that. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were doing another one. I'm so happy if that's the case.
Well, maybe they wanted him. I don't know. I thought he was.
Yeah, there's been a huge push for him to be the next James
Oh,
Bond.
okay.
So good.
Luther TV show.
Oh.
Right on.
Is this how you wanted to end the episode? Fanboying about Idris Elba?
Right.
All right. Well, we'll do intro stuff and then post show. So thanks everybody for watching. We have coffee for sale. The legendary brew. A little bit of the money comes back to the show. It's a nice, easy drinking medium roast. I actually just put in an order. I am going to run out, and I'm an awful person and should have ordered like 2 weeks ago. If you use the code LEGENDS10, you get 10% off your order, and shipping is always free. That is also true for the other brews sold by Birds of a Feather Coffee Company. There's a link in the show notes for the Legendary Brew, or you can also go to tinyurl.com/legendary brew. Our Patreon is up and running. If you want to throw a couple of credits our way, that would be fantastic. Just helps to offset the cost of the show. If not, that's cool. COVID sucks. People are losing their jobs. Everything's a mess. So completely understand. Ratings, reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is. That is super helpful. That's free for everybody. It helps to bump us up in the algorithms a little bit. John is recording again, although I don't know they are releasing yet. It's Tales of Blood and Stone. So you can get in on that. And hopefully he'll be releasing maybe at some point in the future. There's no pressure there at all.
The answer is yes. It is yes. So, yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that at that.
Yeah, the answer. I'm sorry, I kept hearing myself for some reason. I don't know if anybody else heard that. It was like an echo. But yeah, the answer to your question is yes. I just don't have any further information.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
John
Just about
is recording again for his podcast, Tales of Blood and Stone.
Oh.
And
Silly
Jesse
fun,
also has a podcast as well. It's called Monster Hunt. I am on that as well. It's a D&D 5e campaign, so you can check that out too. That's been going for how long? We've been playing now? For about a year?
About a year and a half now, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm wondering, when are you going to do the experimental episode where you translate all the characters over into core stats?
That will be happening at the end of season 2. I'm going to force them to run a one-shot using core.
Right on. And then whatever happens to them, you have to translate it back again. That's cool.
Check out DayTrippers.com. Todd also has a Patreon as well. If you're not going to throw money at us, throw money at Todd.
I think it's DayTrippers. I'm at DayTrippersRPG.com. Yeah, I am. DayTrippersRPG.com.
Definitely a link in the show notes for that. Throw money at Todd as well. If you're not going to throw it at us, throw it over there. If you enjoy this show, it's because Todd's creating cool things to make all this happen. And that's
You know
it.
what's interesting? I have noticed an uptick in DayTripper sales. Like over the last 2 weeks, I think I've sold at least one copy a day.
Nice.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I hope I
awesome.
didn't just jinx it by saying it out loud, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's super cheap. You can get the player's guide for like $5 over on Drive Through RPG. It's a great system. There's also, if you're not interested in DayTrippers itself, the system that underlines DayTrippers is Core. Core is out right now for pay what you want. There is a Monster Hunt version that Jesse put out.
Damn right.
Kurt over at the MFG Cast also put out a version of Furry Woodland Animal Wrestling. It's over on their itch page over there. And Todd also put out a supernatural style monster hunting, but like modern thing that's also out there as well. So you can check.
Modern day occult monster hunting. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again for everybody for checking it out. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Bocho!
Okay.
I'm just gonna refill my drink,
God.
though, so we'll be right. Just go. It's fine. It's fine.
So I'm assuming, Todd, that there's no connections between Jackson and Slothrop and Ab Nation. There's nothing there. There's, yeah.
There may or may not be something there. You can easily put together models where they're both connected or unconnected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they might not be moving. They might not be in the same circle, but they're moving in the same direction. Clearly, I mean, if they're both part of.
I have. So I always have the Ubiquitous City PDF open.
If you could get it like down to one word, I would say the difference is that the Ab Nation really is political. That they wish to be a sovereign political entity and self-govern. Okay, so they're anarchistic in that sense. They're self-governing, non-physical, non-material nation, if you will. Now, Slothrop, on the other hand, are anarchists in the bad sense of the word. They're revolutionary terrorists, is what they are.
Yeah, so Ab Nation is an anarchist in terms of the political spectrum, in terms of that motivation, but Slothrop is an anarchist in terms of like the literally wanting to create anarchy.
We're going to blow up kids in a building.
Violent destruction, yeah.
I'm assuming on a meta sense that like our two things are completely unrelated. Like this is a thing that's happening that we're now getting caught up in because Reggie has these strange things, and the Somnambula thing is another completely different. I don't expect you to answer.
I mean, Slothrop is its own phenomenon, and Ab Nation is its own phenomenon, and the Yellow Sunshine Gang was selling drugs and beating people up and exploiting sexual deviants before you ever came along. And it looks like they just picked up an opportunistic job from Somnambula. So the links from there to Somnambula isn't particularly strong. So basically what we're finding out is like as you leave your small world, you're learning of more and more large factions at work out there in Union City.
Yeah.
That have been going on, the whole time.
Right. We're gonna run out of time for like. She wants him to do a show. You want to try to grab. So I assume that like your headache has probably gone away since you.
Yeah, I think it's not
jacked in.
Yeah, I think that's basically like putting a Band-Aid until I can get to the Dream Deck.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
I'd say you, I mean, and John, you probably know about this. Like when you don't drink coffee, you get a little bit of a headache. And I assume what Reggie is doing right now is like drinking a cup of tea instead of drinking coffee. Like it subsided it slightly, but it's still there. It's just not deteriorate. It's not. Yeah.
But he jacked into the dream deck. Is what I'm saying. Like the AR rig.
True.
Took the edge off, but then he like hardcore like fell. Like hate dreamed real fast.
Daddy
I didn't think. Yeah.
Daddy got it fixed real good.
I think that neither the Dream Deck nor the ALS goggles are really the kind of thing that's going to completely solve the problem for him. The hard stuff, the stuff that he's like probably most strongly addicted to, is the stuff that actually introduces new waves, vibrations, sonic, visual into the brain. So it's stuff that's more on the level that you would call a stimulator rather than a simulator.
Gotcha.
Right? It's not stuff that happens in front of your eyes. It's like literally sending light or sound into your brain.
That's what I've been sort of leaning on as the reason why my lucid dreaming skill keeps going up. I mean, it will go up as I'm pumping it with XP. Because
and by the way, remember 100 experience points each, you guys, Nash and Reggie.
Yeah, we got that last session.
Oh, yeah, that already happened.
Okay.
Yeah. Whew. I was like, again? Boom! Lucid dreaming through the roof. No, I imagine that I have some sort of a setup in my apartment that does that. That introduces the stimuli into the brains.
Yeah.
Well, so
you're attracted to it because on the side of the box it said increase your brain power.
Yeah, this is going to be
That's
awesome.
exactly what I need.
This toy for a child is exactly the sort of thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I know I could have,
Well, so if we have to get back to your place to get you squared, she wants me to do a show, which doesn't necessarily have to be all that long because that's not really his forte per se. I imagine it's more of like a 15 or 20 minute, like, hey, Scylla's doing great. She's on her way home, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever.
It's really just, I mean, her fans know that her father died. Her fans know that she's been away dealing with stuff, but you don't want your channel to get stale. You've been playing pre-recorded material for like 48 hours. So she just wants something fresh, something live.
Yeah. And then we've got a countdown on this whole fucking Slothrop shit, and we still have to kill Cordova.
Yes.
Like, fuck. Like, I don't like, and we can't split the party. Like, there's no way Nash lets you out of his sight.
Yeah, I think it's time for a really fun a montage. Okay, a montage of all of these things getting accomplished and succeeding.
in like Kill Bill style.
Yeah, we drop into frames as we totally do all this.
I was thinking Batman 68.
Right.
It's just like, pow!
Reggie drops onto the shoulders of the terrorist with the laptop and twists his head around the other direction. And then we cut quick to Nash, who's like ripping out the throat of Ingwe Cordoba.
We're gonna like thumbs up after each one. Like, yeah, on to the next one. We burn down all of Trae's enemies.
No setup at all. We have no idea how you got there. We just fucking
doesn't matter.
Kurosawa amounts of fucking blood. So if we get the guy's name though, right? So if Trae's able to run that data and we get that guy, we could theoretically call the cops and say we have information that leads us to believe that this guy, last known location, blah, 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 is planning. I don't know how we know what building. I mean, maybe they can snag him beforehand. Like that's the problem. Like if we can't ID the building,
Oh, well, once you guys have the recording of Reggie's dream,
Well, no,
well, we can look it up.
then Trae can like try to do a visual match,
Yeah. Google Earth
Figure
it
out-
or whatever.
figure out what building that is. Yeah.
Well, especially if we know that if it's Union City specific, like his search parameters are that much smaller. Like it's still a big area, but
yeah.
Well, we do know that the guy, at least 2 years ago, is from Union City because that's where
Yeah.
Reggie was driving.
Yep.
right. I mean, the thought would be to start there again, I guess.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I mean, I can always cruise social media and see if he has any location data on any posts, and worst comes to worst, break into the city system and see if I can pull up any tags on his PID.
Well, and you can eliminate certain sections, right? So, like, if we're thinking that it's Union City, it's probably not Bosong if that whole district is like fucking tense and broken down building. Like it was
Right, yeah.
an intact, clean building, so you can eliminate pockets from the search already.
That's true. It's definitely not. It's not Bosing and it's not Darova.
Yeah. So like with you being able to like just fucking flip and have 40 windows open.
Yeah,
Not that
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, you found out what it is.
true.
But
it's
realistically,
probably not. It's probably not Sunridge either. In fact, all the parts of town you guys have been. It's not the little Maldives. You guys have been to all the shitty parts of town.
Right.
None of those places.
Just checking them off the list.
Right.
did we get a lot done? I don't know. I mean, I think so, right? I mean,
I think we have a
more
better.
information.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of a story and world, in terms of a world sense,
building. Yeah.
we got a shit ton.
We did some
In
world
terms of
building.
character, we got a shit ton.
Hmm.
In terms of moving the story forward, I think it was baby steps.
There was some,
It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You talked a lot and you got on a train.
2 hours of nonsense.
Right, exactly.
Like that, yeah, because I'm like, fuck, we
bought clothes.
We bought clothes.
We bought clothes.
But we
Shopping.
contacted
And you know what?
Cordova.
We did.
That's
Yeah.
what I really think what the listeners tune in for is when you
Is
go
shopping.
shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shopping.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it right, like it's a weird thing for me. It's like you're saying, I feel like we did get a lot of stuff done. We talked to Cordoba. We know who this guy is now, or at least we have a picture of the guy, and we don't know what the location of the place is, but we can, we have leads on all this stuff now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got out of Union City. Nobody's dead.
Yeah.
Like we moved it forward.
What's funny? I think
Baby
if you weren't a PC in a role playing game, you'd say that was a very productive day.
Right. But that's a thing too. That was like 2 hours, maybe. Of
yeah.
I think our last 3 sessions, or at the very least, the last two sessions have been like a 6-hour period of time.
Yeah,
maybe.
we're getting very close to a 1-to-1 between real
We
time
are.
and game time.
I'm proud of us. We've achieved full immersion if we're able
Which is-
to.
We really have.
real
Live-
time, full
Live
immersion.
drama.
I actually think our session took longer in real time than it did in game time.
No, 'cause I feel like we were there for a couple of hours, right? Like, so Reggie's surgery wasn't 5 minutes. I mean, it was probably
True. Yeah.
an hour, and then you're going through data spheres, so that's probably
Yeah, but that's the thing. Reggie was undergoing surgery. That's when I went back and said, "Okay, Trae, what are you doing through all this?" So it wasn't 2 different spans of time; it was the same span of time twice.
Yeah.
I and then Reggie's recovering. Like, I feel like we were probably there, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
40-minute train ride. Yeah, we're like 6
You're
hours
just-
into the day.
You're just fluffing time because you want to
Yeah.
feel like we did something.
You know what? We identified a movement. Okay, that's
Yeah, two.
Zelda. Zelda is her. How long was her thing? At least an hour.
I know it felt that way.
So I was thinking world building was awesome because like we learned more about what's going on in Boasing. I think it gave us some idea. I mean, it gave me some ideas for like when everything calms down, I'm going to send some money to a lot of places, or like maybe we see like, hey, Scylla, we should totally do a couple episodes in Boasing and really kind of pump that place up with the economy. Is that?
I don't think it works like that, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? No one understands it. So
At the very least, maybe it ignited some philanthropic desires.
yeah.
With
Philanthropic.
now the boyfriend of a
Did anyone else freeze? Or am I
No,
frozen?
no.
Am I frozen?
Jesse froze.
I heard the boyfriend of a.
Yeah, boyfriend of a
of
what?
a quizillionaire.
Ah, yes, the quiz. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we can. I mean, I don't know that we're going to fix the world, but yeah, I think it's certainly something that our characters probably. And you know, we've got the contact with Dr. May too, so like,
Yep.
that's somebody that we can.
When
circle
Reggie
back around.
when Reggie gets shot in the head again,
Mhm,
we now have a place to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take me to Dr. May.
Can we just
know
put
what?
her on the payroll?
Yeah, just get her.
One of you probably has this idea. There's multiple beds, but there's only one Dr. May.
Mm.
You know what Dr. May could really use? Dr. May could really use a robo surgeon.
Oh, yes, yeah. I was going to say a vacation.
Well,
And then we take over. We're the doctors now. Yeah.
How much?
That's
How much
nutty.
would a RoboDoc be?
of 5 or 10 megas at least.
Okay.
We could do that shit. You kidding me?
Okay.
Hell yeah. I'll get 2. Ugh.
I mean, I think
It's only
it's definitely.
$60,000. I can afford that.
Well,
Hate
I
you so
mean,
much.
yeah, technically I could, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Right.
I'm thinking with Stilla's new position, like that would be good PR to like
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
you know send a RoboDoc down there to try to alleviate some of the yeah. I mean, maybe that's one of the things that he can bring back to her because I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I love that meme where it's like a conversation between Bruce Wayne and Alfred, and Bruce Wayne is like looking out the window and he's like, "The people are suffering. They need to be saved." And Alfred is like, "Well, you are a billionaire. How about if you just redistribute the..." And Bruce is already interrupting him.
Yeah.
This bat suit is the only way.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I'm sure we could probably help some.
Definitely on the radar screen. Definitely on the radar screen for when things calm down a little bit.
Yeah, assuming they calm down. So
If ever.
Yeah. First you can buy Trae a replacement drone and his own personal network setup.
Yes, of course. That's that.
Well-
all that after. Yes.
Little
yeah.
backpack network.
Little backpack. I
I
like
think
that.
we probably get you
Ooh.
a hotspot thing like she had set up.
Mhm.
Sure, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's easy. Probably.
That would be that'd be awesome. That'd be the way to go. Give us a little backpack setup, and away we go.
One
Or give you a little bit of
backpack.
armor too.
Yeah.
A
Get
little,
Reggie a helmet.
a little roving computer setup with like a hotspot and a hub and a router. It gets you the whole fucking deal, including a really sexy backpack for it.
Mm.
Call it 1 mega.
I can do that.
Let's jump. Fucking eat
Let's
Nash.
get 2.
God damn it.
It's like going out and getting some fucking McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm also, remember that the scale of the game is designed for,
The
basically
super wealthy.
super extra dimensional imperialist capitalist capture and exploitation on the scale of millions, where you're driving a vehicle that costs millions to build, and you get paid in the millions. The game really doesn't give a fuck about the $1.50 that you pay for the hamburger
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah. They got a big payday coming because the insurance is going to pay out pretty big on that Appleghini.
Oh,
But
boy.
for a second, I was just thinking, okay, well, if I'm remembering the core rules correctly, I think an up vector radio costs 2 meg. So so like a super bitchin' land-based digital radio is kind of what that is. Call it 1 meg.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Trae could probably tinker with it. Like, so if it starts at backpack size, he might be able to, like, whittle it down so that it's, something he could stick in a fucking pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could always add to
Strip
it.
the case off.
Yeah.
Well, you could also just spend XP or megas to turn it into a +1 item or a +2 item, to like make it out of even better components with even smarter, more elegant programming.
God, I do have.
Let's say
I do have
for 1 mega. You basically get a Mark I computer and a hub with a radius of 100 kilometers, something like that.
Oh, shit.
I do
That
have
sounds awesome.
30.
Jesse, why do you keep freezing?
This is not good. This is not good.
There he
You totally
is.
froze. You've got 32 what?
That's so weird. I don't know why. I'm jacked in through the Ethernet. This is weird.
Wait,
no,
are you jacked into all the spheres?
Oh, cheers, baby.
You're frozen again. Stop it.
Stop jacking it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Like, oh, damn it. I was going to have this sphere and he fucking jacked in it.
How's the post show going so far? Is it going
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, let's see if maybe it's just that it hates the number 32. No, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
I have 32
32
XP.
mega and you're complaining? Oh, XP.
I don't have mega. I have 32 XP and 2 CP available, and I've been saving that up to boost some skills once we had some downtime. But maybe I might spend that on just tinkering with some hardware.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest downside to the the high game time to real time ratio, is that you don't get a chance to do skill development much because that takes time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Next session, we just jump ahead like 6 months. Everything is already taken care of, and we'll just put on the XP that we have.
Yeah, we did it.
Right? Cordoba's in jail.
Yep. The Bozing is now like the hub, the central hub for like all of the prosperity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nash convinced Scylla to just ditch all of the high profile shit and just turn the entire empire into a philanthropic organization. And they dumped all of their funds into Bozing.
That's so
and
good.
now it's
Good
like,
job.
yeah.
You did it.
Now it's like super, and
So now
we
Bozing is like
we
the
blackmail
brightest,
Halifax
newest,
Wilder.
Mayor Zelda or Grand High Mayor Zelda.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Well, if you're gonna
She's now on
blackmail,
the Council
if
of
you're gonna-
Elders.
If you're gonna blackmail somebody, You know, I mean, maybe the chick who wants to bump her sister off might be
That's probably
a better call.
That's a good one.
I'm just figuring he's an architect. He can help rebuild the district.
Well, you know, that's
That's
true. But you know what? He's also a man who's very insecure, and he really can't even sexually perform unless he's degrading another man. I mean, how fucking sad is that?
Wow, wowzers. That's darkness.
Yeah, the guy's not happy. Let's face it.
Yeah.
That's not a man with a happy life.
No.
You know, will make you happy redeveloping a poor district.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say jacking into the spheres.
Jacking into the
I was going to say, you know who will make you happy?
Oh, God.
Zelda.
Zelda could be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, Zelda.
Jack in a Zelda sphere.
Jack and Zelda spheres.
You know what? Special offer today only. Zelda will make two of you happy at once.
Oh, God. Man. This is the best post show we've ever done.
I feel like having the California map up was helpful.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I need that.
I just went to Google Maps.
Because I don't know. Well, yeah, but I also don't know like anything you're talking about. I
Well,
can't
so-
remember stuff.
Let me ask you this then, as I'm looking at the map. So across, San Francisco's here, 100 miles this way is Tracy. Is that Tracy Island? Is that where Diaspora is?
No, not related.
Okay. All right. I saw it and it stuck out and I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
No, I mean, it never gets extremely precise, but the official description of Diaspora Ranch, aka Tracy Island, is just outside of Sacramento. That's all we really know.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a pretty big. We're kind of all over the place because the Mill Valley is not close to Sacramento.
No, it's close to San Francisco.
Yeah. Well, if San Francisco is Union City, it's close to Union City.
Right.
So Nash lives in Mill
Just
Valley?
Yeah, just across from San Francisco,
Okay.
well, Union City.
Yep. Yeah.
So would Tracy Island then be sort of like southwest of Sacramento? So like closer
I think
to me?
literally on, like right on the edge, like a ranch, a parcel of land, like 100 acres. Like literally, like if whatever the scale of the map you're looking at, it's probably less than the size of the dot that sits on touching the other dot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, because I don't know that it really makes a difference, but if it's south and west, it's closer to me. If it's, north and east or north and west, then you've got to kind of like go through the city and then
for some reason in my head canon, it is due north of Sacramento. It is just on the northern outskirts of Sacramento.
Okay. And there's a place called Rancho Cordova, which I find interesting.
There is. Oh, that's hilarious.
Just outside of Sacramento. Well,
That's where he lives. That's his home. We found him.
I know where we're going then.
That's his ancestral home.
Well, his new home's going to be in Folsom, just up the street.
Meh.
Shit. All right. Cool. Well, I hope that was fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we get like
I had
we
fun.
get the 1-to-1, and sometimes it's tough, but I feel like we do get other stuff out of that, whether it's character's mindset, or we get to find out a thing because we've talked it out, or we sort of move the plot by talking about it as opposed to actually like doing the thing.
Yeah, heck yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides the last episode, it was like nonstop running and shooting.
Yeah.
And
dying.
And the one before that. We did 2 episodes in a row that were full of gunfights. So
Yeah.
We were due to not have to die or to get close to death.
Nobody knows better than Reggie.
Yeah, right. I have seen the other side
More than once.
more than once.
Well, we'll have to like, I don't know, like Google Doc the plan, I guess, to try to figure out like how we're gonna attend to all this
All this business.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like we need a flow chart. I feel like we need a flow chart. now.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I like the flow. Yep.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you guys are okay. You're the heroes of the show. So from a I'm the writer of a show kind of perspective. I understand your instinct, but as real people, as real guys who have a known problem with Cordoba, and then have a like a tactical problem with Yellow Sunshine, but it looks like that's probably over.
Yeah.
We may have solved that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Nash is concerned with them anymore. We killed the one
No.
guy,
And then it looks like so Reggie now has a problem that deals with this Slothrop guy, but to go from there to the idea where like so we are not only the heroes of the show, but we're the ones who are going to solve all of these.
Yeah.
problems.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we have to hire dark matter. That's what we're gonna do.
well, but here's the thing, though, right? So, like, if like Nash,
These revolutionary groups and these terrorist groups, that has always been there.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't talk about it a lot, but
Right.
if you watch, and Jack Nash doesn't watch the news a lot, but if you did watch the news a lot, you'd see there's like at least one building getting blown up a month. That
Yeah.
that shit happens all the time.
Yep.
but Nash trusts Reggie's instincts. Like, if he says that there's a thing that's going to happen, like
Yeah.
Nash believes that the thing is going to happen, and if that thing is like a building full of children blowing up,
Yeah.
like, we have a problem, but like, I don't think he would turn away from that and be like, oh, well, fuck it, we've got to like kill Cordoba and save Reggie. So like,
No, I
fuck 20
agree that
kids or 30
it
kids.
definitely seems like stopping this attack would be a good thing. But like you guys sound like you're jumping all the way up to let's stop Slothrop.
Well, I don't know that it's
Stop
that
the
so much. As,
whole organization, right? The whole
yeah.
all-
No, it's not that. It's we have to stop this particular thing,
Mhm.
and if we can like provide information to authorities that like this is the guy, and this is like whatever information Trae can find, like here was his last known at, like, or if they know who he is, right? Like he lives where he lives, and like he's probably rich because he's funding all of this stuff or whatever. And then maybe the authorities don't do anything. Or maybe he's not. Maybe it's a Tyler Durden thing where he's living in a fucking...
No, it's a big question. In fact, one of the things that Trae finds when he does his online research, and I should have mentioned this back then, is that on the dark net, Slothrop is like so well known or casually mentioned. It's kind of like when people say Slender Man and everybody knows who you're talking about. In a certain section of the internet, everybody knows who you're talking about when you say Slothrop. There's actually boards where people bet on who Slothrop is.
Nice.
And
that's my thing is that the guy that Reggie saw is clearly not him. Like, because he wouldn't, like, if you were this like dark net, like chaos creating person, would you then have your own like darknet handle tattooed on yourself? Like, it's like, so it's like clearly like this guy getting, and I know this is like a super poor comparison, but it would actually, it would be like this dude getting a Proud Boys tattoo. Like this is, and so it's like clearly this is not like the leader of the Proud Boys. This is just some a-hole who thinks that they're cool. Like, so that's what this guy is like.
Yeah, so if we can bust him, that's fantastic, and we get to save, a number of children, whatever that number is.
Yeah.
And then we circle back around.
20? I think it was 20. 20?
Something like that.
But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Trae cares. Like, He'll go
Nash
along
is
with
gonna
you guys.
ask you to do it.
Yeah. So like, I'll go along with whatever you guys do, but like, his priority right now is Somnambula.
I mean, ultimately, it's Nash's too, but not at the expense of innocent children being blown up.
But am I wrong on the idea that the innocent children were dreamers? Was that not it?
Don't know.
Because that's okay. If that's not something that was expressly stated, then I had like a sort of like a intuition about that. So I don't know if that was like I need to get these. I don't know.
If you listen to the last episode, if it was said, I don't remember if it was said or not.
Oh,
I mean, we do record these things, and
no, I know, but I don't remember. I don't remember the dream. Did the dream come out in the last episode? I don't remember that specifically. I'll have to.
Last episode or episode before, because we only know about the dream because Todd talked about it.
I think it was the very end of the episode before.
Yeah,
it was when Reggie was in his first coma.
Yeah,
Very first coma in the
car. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that's in the med bay at Dark Matter. The end of session 31, I guess.
It could be the beginning though, because we did some flip flop time stuff between the two episodes.
That might be
timey-wimey.
Yeah,
it might be. I think I only described the actual dream once. I may have gone back and added a couple of details later. But I think that the end of episode 31 is where you'll find the most like told in narrative, straightforward narrative style the dream.
I think I even typed it.
I'll tell you that I know I did not tell you that the children are dreamers.
Okay.
But I know that I did tell you that you have a sense the dreamers can influence each other's dreams.
Maybe that's what. Okay, that sounds more familiar. There was also a smiling woman. Yep, I have bullet points.
Yeah, she was a smiling rich woman, and I think I've decided this afterwards, but I'll go ahead and tell you she's tall and thin and has short white hair.
And she was in the building too?
No, he saw her in a completely different context.
Okay.
And she was looking like right at him.
Yep, it was very intimate eye contact.
You kind of got the feeling she was dreaming of you at the same moment you were dreaming of her.
Well, fuck me then. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Reggie needs to start believing he's actually in someone else's dream at all times.
That's what it felt like, because like here you dream and she like turns to you and like totally fucking sees you, and it's like, wait a minute, is she in my dream or am I in hers? It's unclear.
Oh my god. Yes, I have to. Yes.
Okay, let me give you guys XP because I got my dinner's ready and I gotta get out of here. Yep. But Nash, you got 1. Reggie got 1. Trae got 4. Wait, Reggie got 3. Trae got 4.
I got 3.
Yeah, I got to add in those other 2 for near-death experiences.
Near-death experiences, yay!
You learned something. I'm sure you learned something.
For sure.
Learned do not put bullets through your skull.
No, yep.
Feel bad.
They don't belong there. Get them out.
I think we're gonna have to invest in some body armor too.
That would be cool.
Not a bad idea. That's something I guess I kind of underplayed in core, but that is not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, usually if we get into a firefight, it's because we're on a mission somewhere, so we're usually in a suit, so it hasn't really come up at all.
Yeah, the suit will absorb 1 hit.
Yeah. So I think that's probably, again, well, I don't know. Maybe that's a montage before we go after Cordoba, because like we're not going to try to kidnap him and then not have body armor on.
True enough, but that gives me enough of a motivation so that one of the things I got to do before we next play is make out for sure that I've got a few different choices for armor that you can buy in Ubiquity.
Sweet.
Right on. All right, I'm out of here, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Todd.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm out too. I'm going to fall
All right.
asleep right on the screen.
Sounds good. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow is Monday, and that is D&D Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Looking forward to it. All right. See ya.
All right.
Night.
Take it easy.
Bye.
And then there were two.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should go. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's close. I was just saying, I think I might have found where Union City is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because so I'm looking at, and I was looking over the history of Union City, and it looks like it built up around this area called Parati. Like that was the first district. And so I Googled, and there is a Paradise, California.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. So Parati, Paradise, and in the campfires a couple of years ago, Paradise was decimated to the point where they their population in for the census was at about 26,000, a little over, and the most recent door-to-door census puts their population at around 2,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So a place that has been an area that's been completely destroyed by recent fires sounds kind of like a good area to start up a your own little civilization.
Yeah.
It's just north of northeastern Sacramento.
Okay, that's not where he's putting it though. He's putting it where San Francisco is.
No, I thought he said that it was that Union City is up north.
No, it's he was saying it's where San Francisco is. Tracy Island is north of Sacramento, just north of Sacramento.
Oh, all right. I thought from discussions that we had earlier in the session, I thought he was saying that it was more in the northern area of California.
Well, all of it's Northern California generally speaking.
Really? All right, true.
Yeah.
I have no. When I was thinking, I was thinking like that super.
Totally frozen. There you are. Totally frozen. And again, god damn. Stop jacking your spheres.
Can you see me now?
Now you're moving.
This is so fucking weird. I have no idea why this is happening. At least it happened in the post show and not during the session.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so it's all generally Northern California.
Oh, all right.
But I think Nash probably would have been closer to work then, because it's pretty. But within the Ubiquity setting, there is like the ultra high speed line thing. So like to get from Mill City to Sacramento probably only takes like a half an hour.
Yeah.
Like on the maglev train or wherever.
Yeah,
I
think I looked, and from wherever you said you are, Mill Valley, wherever. So from there to Sacramento is like 153 miles. But if you're on like one of the super fast bullet train things, that's probably like a 20-minute train ride.
Yeah.
Because those things travel at like 200 miles an hour. So,
but I know a lot of times like we're taking the Lambo to places and whatever. It would take me forever to get anywhere then, especially with California traffic.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's bad placement.
Well,
I guess we can change it, but
No, I mean, unless you're talking about, like, we have to think like that's traffic as it is nowadays. But with increased public transportation, like with increased train lines and also self-driving cars regulating traffic.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but still 150 miles is 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
You know, give or take, depending on the speed limit. You know, maybe the auto drive cars, you know, maybe you could get away with, 80 or 90. The car's doing all the driving. But still, we should probably...
Yeah, even going 80 miles an hour, you're looking just under 2 hours. So,
yeah. Maybe we should... I mean, this is a whatever, but maybe we revisit where he initially placed that house, and maybe it's closer to work then. Otherwise, none of that stuff makes sense.
Right.
Unless everything is happening right by Nash's house.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Yeah, well.
All right.
Yeah. I spent my entire day setting up decorations for a drive-through light show. So I hit. Yeah. I mean, it was fun, but I hit 10. I just got a what do they call it? A Fitbit a couple months ago. And I have never hit 10,000 steps. I have never until today. And I hit it at 1:00 in the afternoon.
Feels like a full day then.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Oh, that's cool. What is it scheduled for, like, this weekend?
No, it was tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so we set up like bags, when you like put the candle in the bag and do that thing. So we did, I think they did like 1,500 of those lining all around the school driveways. Wow. And then we did like blow ups and shit all over the place. And yeah. And then all the families get to drive through and see all the decorations. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Out of the house anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can't go anywhere.
Did that. Anything. Right. But yeah, did that, drove through, then ate way too much buffalo mac and cheese. And just barely made it here.
Jesus.
Well,
at least you made it.
I did. Hey, is it just me or does Union City kind of look like the Millennium Falcon?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Nope. Oh.
All right.
Well,
we're gonna get out.
I'm going to bed.
Yep.
You go do stuff and then go to bed.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing stuff. Yeah, bye, people.
Yes, I want to end.